Hello, friends. Welcome in. How are you today? By the way, Raph, while you're here, I have an Apex clip to show you here in a second. But before that, let me just double check that everything is working, and then we will begin. How is everybody? Put the music there. Okay. And I think we are good to go. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, why not? Let's move over here for a second. Welcome in, everybody. How are you today? Hope you're having a good one. Let's see. Emmers, you were here first, right? Yes, Emmers, welcome in. Joss, hello. How are you? Sassy. Yemit, also, welcome in. And Raph, hello. Yeah, I don't know, Sassy. My Discord's fine, but again, I'm on a Mac. Well, whatever it was, it's been fixed because it's working now. Oh, weird. It's been down for the last hour. Maybe Apex, not Apex, maybe Discord was just down or something. Gilmore, welcome in. Hello. Why is it doing this? I wonder. It's been doing this lately. I'm going to refresh the thing. It's like just the, thing. Boop, refresh. Let's see if that works. If that goes okay. Yeah, the emo. It's been doing that for the past maybe but randomly in the past week or two. So I don't know. What was I gonna say? Oh, side note, Raph. Funny thing, you had asked if I had upgraded my OS to the new Mac operating system. Because it has the new AI stuff. Well, I was like, oh, actually I haven't upgraded my OS. This is this past weekend. I was like, I haven't upgraded my OS, so I might as well. I did, and it turns out that the Canon software that I used for streaming is, for whatever reason, still not compatible with the most recent update. So it's been a thing that Canon users, if you search for webcam utility, Canon webcam utility, Sequoia, because that's the new, so for my Canon camera, so if you, it requires a software to, it requires a software to be able to use it as a webcam using the mini USB port. It does have a mini HDMI, but my Canon camera is not a clean HDMI out, meaning that the UI of the screen would still be on it, and you can kind of get rid of most of it, but you can't get rid of all of it. So it's not a clean picture, whereas you need the webcam utility to use the mini USB out so that I get a clean export of the video. But if you search for Canon webcam utility Sequoia, you'll find threads from months of people being like, when are you guys gonna update the software so that it works with Sequoia? They released an update for it, but for whatever reason, 75% of the people cannot get it to work still. And so anyway, yes, that is why that's actually what happened this weekend, and why I had to roll back my OS, because it just wouldn't work. And so I would have no way of getting my camera on OBS. I tried a couple of things to see if I could get a mini, the mini HDMI out to this, and I couldn't get it to work. And so I guess because what I really need, I would have to have a cam link or something to make it work. It's not just a plug and play if you have an HDMI connection. Like you need something that's gonna, like, I guess convert the signal or something. I don't really know how that works. But anyway, yeah, so I went to Sequoia, and then I backed up everything, and then had to wipe my hard drive, reinstall Sonoma, which is for people who are not Mac users, this means like nothing to you. I had to then roll back to Sonoma and then re-put everything back on. And then the issue that I started having was, for whatever reason, then my Stream Deck wouldn't open. And so I was like trying to figure out why. The day that I was like, I think we're in business, and then I was like, wait a minute, we're not in business, is because my Stream Deck stopped working. And I couldn't figure out why, because I was like, technically because the way that I restored all the data, it should have been like it was a time machine backup, which is supposed to put everything back to, you know, the way it was, like a clear image of, you know, or like restoring the image of what it once was. And it did that to most things, but for whatever reason, it didn't. And then, but I learned something, which they say, I went to some forums, and they think that maybe I just happened to also experience a bug, unfortunately. But basically, there's something on Macs, or maybe it's on a lot of different things. Maybe it's also on Linux as well. Something called Rosetta, and it allows, I think, certain applications to run. I think if it's like a 16-bit program, but you're on a 32-bit, or is it 32-bit and 64? I forget. Anyway, basically, if you're like using different applications of a different type on a different OS, Rosetta helps that work. Typically, on a Mac, if you open an application that requires Rosetta, it will prompt you to install it. For whatever reason, it wasn't prompting me to install it. So basically, when I would try to open my Stream Deck, it would just, like, nothing would happen. And then eventually I got it to at least pop up with like an error message, and it was just like, it's not working. It was like, would you like to try to reopen, report, or close it? And so I tried. Anyway, I uncovered that it was Rosetta. I had to then just manually install it and got it to work, but it's working now, so we're all back to normal. But I know that before I update to OSs, I need to make sure that the Canon webcam utility software is up to date, or I eventually switch to a different camera. But I use my Canon 80D DSLR to get to stream and stuff. So anyway, Apex clip though. So the new season of Apex started yesterday. Not new season. The second half of the season started yesterday, which they add a bunch of like changes to the game. Typically in either the start of a season or like the halfway point, they'll do some bigger changes. They've changed a bunch of things. For people who don't play Apex, this will mean nothing to you, and I apologize. For people that do, this might mean something to you. You might even know. But one, they changed Loba a bunch. She got a huge amount of buffs. She is very strong now. But they also changed Mirage a little bit. And Mirage who's my favorite character, he's been sort of in a weird spot for a while. He's not like ever really been... I know nothing. Yeah, it's fair. I'm going to be saying names and stuff, and this is not going to mean anything to you. But Mirage, he's my favorite character, has never really been like the meta. He's never been like the choice pick. Part of that is because they say if they make him too strong, he'll just be like, he's really hard to balance because his whole thing is he creates decoys of himself. And that could be very frustrating if it's really hard to, like, if his decoys are too good, players are going to get upset because he's going to be too frustrating to play against. But none of his abilities do damage, you know, like whereas a lot of other characters, their abilities do damage. He's a support role character, supposed to be more like, you know, can kind of assist. He can go invisible when he like revives teammates and stuff. So they tweaked him a bit at this half. And some of the things they did was he goes invisible when he heals. And that is, it's on a cooldown, and it lasts for as long as the healing goes. But he will turn invisible. You can still hear the like sound effects of like the healing and stuff. So if you're careful enough, or if you're playing against him, you can still hear that maybe he's around or whatever. But Raph, are you watching? Because this clip I think is mainly going to be for you. I don't think anybody else is going to care at all. But ready? Okay. So he can now, when he heals, he goes invisible. When he does that, it goes on a cooldown. Like I think you can't go invisible again for another 5 seconds or something like that. And then now also when he revives a teammate, and this has been the same where he like is invisible when he revives them, but he gets a little bit of a speed boost after he revives somebody. And did they change something else about him? Oh, they changed some of his perks around, where now one of his perks can be that he can then access everyone else's special things. Like, so, you know, he can open those special blue bins because he's a support character. With the right perk, he can now open those blue bins, open the special red bins, scan the ring, scan the beacon that shows where all the enemies are. Like, so they're kind of making him like a Renaissance man, jack of all trades kind of thing. But anyway, he can just use all of them. He doesn't get, you only get points because you normally get Evo shield points for that. You only get points for the ones that you have like teammates for, if that makes sense. So like the assault bins, the red bins, you wouldn't get points for it unless you have another assault character on your team. But he can now open those if you choose that perk, which is, it's out of the 2 perks, it's the better one. But anyway, so you can't see that. Hold on. Important.
Good day, mate.
Can you see that? What's weird is I can hear it. So I know. Good. Things are going good. Oh, wait. Oh, you know what it is? I've hidden it, I think. Yeah, I just hid the source. I don't know why. That's on me. All right. Good timing. Good times. So one random fact is, or a side note, the person that is on, I am trying to go save this lifeline, or like go get her, her box. A side note. I have, this was last night. I played one game with this person, like a random matchup, and they dropped us hot. We died immediately. I waited like 5 minutes before joining the next match, and this was the next match, and I get put on the same team as them. On this game, we ended up getting like second. So I was like, okay, I guess we went from dying first to getting second place. That's fine. like 2 hours later, I played one random match and they ended up being on my team again. And I was like, no, how does this keep happening? Anyway, so I'm trying to go get their banner, but this is showcasing the new like invisibility thing.
I think this place needs a little more me.
And also I get a random kill here. There's a random Loba just there. But okay. Also, I will shoot at some people and I will miss everything. Ignore that.
I leveled up. Nice. And I get an upgrade.
Attention.
Nicer.
So I was gonna like maybe color in. Also, I didn't realize that my teammate's running away right there. I thought they were sticking around, but then so I almost die here. And then I heal, which turned me invisible. And I just ran like right past all of them and end up floating. I just run away and they don't know. And I end up being fine. The clip's gonna end here in a second. But yeah, I had like no health. But what's fun now is, and I don't know if I have a clip of this, but like, hold on, just rewinding. So just to show it off again, now that you'll watch that, like I almost die. I use my ult. All right, so I use my ult here and then I go invisible and then just kind of circle back and that's it. So that's like his new thing. And it seems very situational, but something that's kind of interesting is I don't know if they're gonna keep this like change for two reasons. One, it is kind of weird. Are there no footstep noises either when you're invisible, or did they just not pay attention? So I think the problem, there are footstep noises and they can hear the healing. I think the problem was your decoys also make footsteps. And so I think they do. I'm pretty sure they do. Maybe actually, do they? Yeah, they do. Because I've gotten confused a couple of times when I have like a single decoy out and it's like off to the side where I can't see. I'll be like, what is that? So they just couldn't hear which ones were mine, I guess. I think had they like really followed me closer, they would have been able to see what I did, but they just totally missed it. But I don't know if they're going to keep this. I'm not 100% if it makes sense because, oh, Pons, welcome in. I just showed this clip. Hold on, I'll show you this little bit. Because you know the new change where Mirage goes invisible when he heals? I got saved by that here in this clip. So I almost die here. Ignore all of these shots that I missed. I panicked. But I heal here. And I just turn around and walk out the door. And then I run away and they don't end up catching me. Or they just actually, what's funny is if you like keep listening to the clip, they're still shooting my bamboozles. Like even though I'm now gone. That has happened multiple times. I will say like it actually has saved me a couple times, but I don't know if it 100% makes sense because like Mirage is a support. Supports now kind of have a, like they're encouraged to bring smaller heals with them because smaller heals give them more like bang for your buck, I guess. But you know what's funny is I've been seeing this and I've actually started doing this and after I heard people doing it, I've started to carry around a Phoenix kit and healing, like I'll maybe leave like a bit of my shield broken or my health. Too much to bear, welcome in. And what I'll do is you can actually push people by starting the Phoenix kit and walking towards them because it takes so long and you move at full speed while you're healing because supports now aren't slowed when they heal. So as Mirage, you can start the Phoenix kit, which takes forever, actually just walk towards people, get behind them, and then like start shooting them. So there have been a few times where and I don't know. This was if I speed ahead, I won this game actually with quite a few kills. But I don't know if I have any examples of it. Oh, I think maybe here. Hold on. If I recall, let me see. Also, Loba is like super buffed right now. Oh wait, no, maybe not here. Is it? I'm like remembering a moment with like a lifeline or something. Hold on. Is this? Oh wait, is this what happened? Hold on, we'll see. Hold on. No, okay, hold on. There's like a new castle. It's all coming back to me. I do recall. I remember in some match yesterday. I remember like, oh yeah. I don't think this is it because I was playing with two people who were incredibly aggressive. I don't think this is the match. Is there anything? Let me see. Yeah. Oh, this one's not too bad, I think. Hold on. Wait, no, actually, no, I don't think this is... Sorry. I'm trying to remember. Anyway, I do recall there was one game I played where we were on that little bridge, and there was, I think, a jibby and a lifeline, and I pretty much... I had gotten damaged quite a bit, and I basically ran at the lifeline, invisible, and I was using a shield battery, and it was just taking forever, and so I was able to get kind of like behind her. But anyway, apparently Mirages are now carrying Phoenix kits, because you can then use it to go invisible and then sneak behind somebody and whatever. But anyway, it's an interesting update. I feel like it's not going to last forever. I feel like that's not going to be a thing that stays. Already people are complaining that they think it's unfair. But I guess it's kind of hard to balance anybody who goes invisible. But I'm hearing rumors that he's getting like reworked or something. But anyway, let me catch up. Sorry. I've shot at my own decoy before. Yeah, I think I've done that too. But yeah, it confuses me. I'm typically not confused unless I've gotten like ahead of the bamboozle, the decoy, and I like eventually like just hear it like running into a wall or something, and I'll be like, what is that? And then I'm like, oh wait, it's me. Such a good boozle. I know there were a few more that were like that, and maybe because it was day one, it's hard to tell like how effective it is. Like maybe people are going to catch on now. So like after today, maybe people will be more cued in, and so it won't be as like strong. But I will say I did play a few times where people knew that I had gone invisible, and so and this is a smart thing to do, they just started spraying their shots, and they would find me and then would be able to like kill me because I'm, I was healing, so like I already had some damage taken and whatever. So like it's not perfect, it's not like super strong. So I feel like it could very well be like I don't know. It could have just been a fluke on day one. Some people are saying it's OP. I don't think it's like super OP. Partially because I am not a fan really of buffs that require you to be at a disadvantage, if that makes sense. So for example, Mirage also getting the buff that when you revive a teammate, you get a little bit of a speed boost. That's not like a big upgrade to me, because that requires your teammate to have been downed. Like you're at a severe disadvantage for you to even like get that increase. And when it doesn't last very long, I guess it kind of just allows you to reposition while you're invisible. But like, I don't know. I'm never really a big fan of like, here's a buff, but like it's only situational because you have to be at a disadvantage. In the case of going invisible, you have to be down some bit of health anyways, or shield, in order to benefit from that. So it's not really like that big. And again, like I was saying, currently supports are being encouraged to take smaller heals, so the invisibility doesn't last very long if you're using like a shield cell, and then it goes on a cooldown for like 5 seconds before you go invisible again. So you really only get the benefit if you're using like a Phoenix kit or a shield battery, which generally you're probably not going to be carrying unless you're now starting to do it purposefully, which I've now started to do. Such a good boozle is something I need to add to my vocabulary moving forward. I think so. 2025 year is the word of the year, boozle. Cooking dinner. What are you cooking for dinner? Too much to bear. Wait, that sounds wild. I was healing on top of a downed player, and they can't really ping you, so they just look like they're crazy pinging. Good to know. You started Rebirth. People just say it's wait, Rebirth. Oh, yes. For some reason, it's because Too Much to Bear and Ross have the same like color name. For some reason, I looked at that and I thought it was Raph who said that, and I was like, I'm so confused while you're playing Final Fantasy. Anyway, that makes more sense. I hope you're enjoying Rebirth, though. But just say it's OP because they aren't used to it. I know. Yeah, that's the thing is like I saw like some posts where they're like, this is so OP, and I was like, I honestly don't think it is, and I feel like most things with Mirage, it feels like, and that's where they like to keep him, where it's like, if like, because they can't make him too strong because it'd be super annoying for a lot of players. So like, and there's like, it's a weird skill gap thing where it's like, generally newer players will get distracted and bamboozled more easily than the players that are really good at the game. And they'll either be able to pick out Mirage or be able to figure out, you know, where he is or what he's done, or like where he's gone or whatever. So I feel like it's something that's just like, because one, also people don't read the patch notes. And so part of me is like, maybe there's a bunch of people who just don't know he can go invisible right now. But yeah, thank you so much, Jetpack Dude. How are you doing? Fascinating again. I'm sorry, Gilmore. I know this is probably like nothing. I read Rebirth, and I was thinking the Call of Duty Warzone map, and I was like, that's right up my alley. That's very funny. So maybe you would have said that, and I would have been confused. I'd have been like, why are you playing Final Fantasy? I think the lifeline change is strong. Everyone's just going to complain all the time. Yeah, well, currently the main thing that I keep seeing is people are upset at the support changes overall. And I honestly, I don't think they're actually that strong. I think part of me is just, I think everyone is just so used to the skirmishers, meaning like Wraith, Horizon, Octane, Pathfinder. They're just so used to those players being so good and being kind of the ones that you have to like really hate to fight against, that like they though yes, Pathy did get nerfed real bad this patch, but like I feel like people who are upset at the support changes are more just not used to the idea that another group of characters can be like good in a different way. Because the thing is like Mirage, even with the, in my opinion, even with the changes, he's still like one of the weaker supports. He's not the main pick that you probably want on your team. And like there are better choices. Loba is probably now one of the best choices to have, maybe, but like Lifeline and Newcastle are probably the best supports right now. And yeah, so like they're hard to balance overall because like I would say like Mirage is sitting at a good place right now because like I feel like there's so many times where having the you know, a shield cell or a syringe gets you to a little bit more health. That can be huge because he doesn't have much else. He can't do damage. He can't like what's the word I'm looking for? Like he can't like deter you from approaching it a different way, like a Caustic or Watson. Like they can't put something down to at least like keep you at bay for a second. Like he's just and he has no escapes or anything. So like it's you know, he's just in a really weird spot. So like I'm sort of like I feel like the heal stuff kind of makes sense, but I don't know. We are solving a mystery today. We're going to be playing Loco Motive. We started the demo a long time ago, but I'm going to start at the beginning when we hop into the game. It's kind of crazy where this game starts off. Yeah, I loved Rebirth, though. I hope you enjoy it. It's very long, though. Loba ulted right as we dropped, and I was like, what? Yeah, Loba having her ult at 99% at the start is wild. Though, I played with a... Was it that guy? I think it was that guy. I played with a Loba. I actually do think it may have been that one user who was lifeline in that clip. And they never used their ult. I had to at some point say I had to use the PlayStation typing thing to say shop. And then they didn't use it, and so I had to say Loba shop. Like and they dropped us in the hot zone with like 6 other teams. And like I don't know. I hate people. I hate people sometimes. Cause I'm like, why would you drop us hot, first of all? And I'm currently in Plat 3 now, I think. And so I was like, they're like, Loba ult, free guns. Yeah, like it drops hot, opening up a shop over here. Well, I mean, the thing is like we need it. So Ross, Loba got super buffed where she has her ult at drop. She also, she can now take banners, like player banners, like pick up her teammates' banners from her shop. Small heals like shield cells and syringes are now free out of the shop. Like ammo. She now has 2 charges of her throwing her ring to teleport. What else? Her perks have changed. They applied, so she had a perk that was like, it changed how far she could throw the ring. That one's now just on by default. But they gave her a perk that either, what is it? Is it either your teammates can choose an extra item out of the shop or all of your teammates get gold backpacks? Which is insane to me. They were just like, let's buff Loba with everything anybody has ever wanted for her. It's so wild. They did not hold back on the buffs for her. There might be even something else I'm forgetting. Oh, now she can, if you don't have a gun equipped, she can now ADS zoom and like see items more clearly. Because she can see legendary items through walls and bins and stuff. She can now see those items more clearly with a like a zoom in, which is kind of neat. But anyway, yeah, so like super strong now. Are these people just being trolls or do they not know how to play? It's a good question. Who knows? Probably a little bit of both. I think this person, like, I mean, they have to have been at least plat like me So they've been playing for a bit, but I honestly feel like some Lobas are either very good, and they like Loba is a character who her ultimate is she puts down a staff, and she calls it her shop, but it basically allows you to take items from the area remotely, and it's just sort of like all presented in a nice little list. You can take guns, ammo, heals, attachments for your guns and everything. So if you were dropping against other players, like you're dropping from the ship, if you're landing in an area with a whole bunch of other players, ranged looting, yes. But you have a limit of what you can take. You can only take 2 main items, like a gun and an attachment, or a helmet and another gun, or you can take 2 guns, but you can take infinite ammo and infinite now like small heals. So like, so if you were landing in a place where there were a ton of people, if you can shop first, like get to a safe corner, shop, and then go and start attacking everyone, that puts you at a very like significant advantage potentially. However, because also Loba has been buffed, there's a lot of people playing Loba. So like, there were other Lobas in the area who were like also stealing stuff, so they're kind of setting up their teammates with like a lot of good stuff. So like, if it put us at a disadvantage, so it was like so anyway, I feel like you either play with a Loba who is very attentive and knows like we're moving into a new area, like a new area that has like that we haven't looted yet. Let me put down my shop so my teammates can loot and all of that. You either play with somebody who's very attentive with that, or they never use their shop. They never put it down. I had a clip that I showed the other day where Loba, I needed ammo, I think, or heals. I think I needed heals. And I asked Loba to put down her shop. The one thing that to also note is that the shop can be destroyed. If it's like put in a place where people can see it, they can shoot it and it blows up. We're kind of in the middle of a fight, but we're like in a little car thing. We're like in a little a tractor thing that you can like go inside of. That has like a little inside compartment. And I needed some heals, so I said like shop ? She put the shop right by like an open door and it was immediately destroyed. Like before, like, and there were places that she could put it where it was safe. But she decided to put it right in front of an open doorway in the middle of a fight. So I was just like, why? Why are you like this? We ended up winning that match, but like, I don't know. Loba is a character that I've played a lot too, so I feel like a little bit like I just glare at them like, why are you not playing smarter? Why you do this? Range looting, this character is made from zoom in and enhance. Oh, and Darth, welcome in. How are you? This character's made for she's super handy because also what's cool, Emmers, is that Loba can see legendary or rare and legendary loot through walls. So like you can tell if remotely there's something in the area that you want. Or if like you can then see if like any of that stuff is helpful for your teammates and all of that. So like she's very helpful. But you need to use her. But you need to use her abilities because she is also a character kind of like Mirage. She is another character who doesn't have any offensive abilities really. She has a bracelet that she can throw and she teleports to that location. But like, so she's more of like a utility type character. And so, but you need to like use her abilities, use her shop, so that way it is both beneficial to you and your teammates. One time, there was a season where I was playing a lot of Loba. I vividly remember this because it hurt me so much. But I remember a match where it was at the beginning. We were like in a teammate had dropped us in a place with a few other teams. I got my ultimate and I placed it down because I needed stuff. I think I also only had one weapon at the time. where you can hold 2. I put down my ultimate, and my teammate destroyed it. And on voice comms, he was like, "Why are you looting? We're in the middle of a fight." And I was like, so upset. I think I left the match. Like, I was like, this is legitimately the type of person that I do not want to help at all. Like, like, if I stay in this match, I will make it my sole mission to make the match miserable for you. So I was like, I'm just going to leave this match because this is legitimately the type of person that I don't even care if we win. I feel this way sometimes with like League or but it's been, I think, maybe more so with Apex. I think because you hear, because with League I don't have comms on. I don't think most people do, but like with Apex, I feel like if I've been match made with somebody who is super toxic, I will not help them. And in fact, part of me is like, I hope we lose. Because if it's a ranked game and they're super toxic, I'll be like, I really hope we lose because I don't want this person to experience a win. That is where my toxicity comes in. Where I'm like, I will do the bare minimum for you. I don't even care if I lose points. I just don't want you to succeed. But is this a person who has great aim but terrible game sense? That match, I don't know if they even had good aim. Because that was the match where I revived them. I had respawned my teammates like 5 times total or something. It was something ridiculous. And so I don't know. Maybe it was just bad luck, but I don't know. But the thing is that I am like, I don't have great aim. I just only have good, I feel like I have decent game sense. So like, it just, I don't know, it depends. Loba dies immediately. I win 99% of matches with toxic teammates. Wait, you do? What? What does that mean? How is that possible? I'm glad you're doing good, Darth. Even if we play non-ranked, if a teammate runs off to the hot zone, Jet is like, well, we're going this way. Good luck. That's true. I know Raph has seen that. Basically, if we're playing with a random and they are, well, if I'm playing, because it's teams of 3, if I'm playing with a friend and then we have a random teammate, I will stick with my friend, or we will go do something. If the random does something else, or if we're pinging something and they decide to go push by themselves, I will be like, I'm not going to help them. I do not care about them at all. So I feel like I usually play though with people who are like, I may be more caring or like, let's go help them. And I'll just be like, no, look, if they die, it's their fault. We'll respawn them elsewhere. The last real terrible match I had was with Wraith. I was lifeline, picked her up 4 times in a fight. She finally dies on the 5th drop. I peek her DB, and I see a gold res. I don't know, but death box. Right, makes sense. I don't know, but anytime I'm having a bad toxic match, both teammates hate each other over comms and somehow we win. That's very funny. I had, so actually the other clip that I had, the teammates were both very annoying, but I think they knew each other. Ooh, dropping off goes for a groom. I hope that goes well. They were both very annoying, but I think they knew each other. I muted them because I was like, I cannot handle this. But they worked very well together. And I will say, I think one of them was better than the other. We had an Ashe and a Pathfinder. The Ashe was very good. The Pathfinder, though, was very helpful. But I did well, and it was because they were doing well, if that makes sense. And that's how things work for me. Like, I am not good enough to carry a team on my own. But if I am with teammates that are good, I end up playing better. Does that make sense? Or is that a common thing? I don't actually know. But like, if ever I am the teammate that is meant to carry, I will do bad. I can like maybe survive, but I don't know. There was a match actually that I played last night, and this also made me roll my eyes, where I respawned my teammates like 3 times. And in the process of respawning them, I would like end up running into a team, and so I'd have to escape. And then I would escape, and then I would like get to a respawn beacon, respawn them. They would end up dying, and then kind of the same thing. And that happened 3 times. On their 4th death, it was me, and I'm trying to escape again because they didn't knock anybody. It was like they just got steamrolled. While I was then about to die, and I did die this time from this team, the person typed in the chat, "You're a punk." And I was like, what did I do? I got you this far into the match. Like, me escaping, and like, I think we at least made it top 10, which is, for those who know, I was playing ranked, so the higher your rank in that match, you're trying to gain points, but you start at a deficit. So like, I think it's like, if you die immediately, you lose 50 points or something. And you get points for like placement, and you get points for like kills and stuff. And we didn't have any kills on our team at all. And, or maybe we started to right there at the end. Maybe we had each gotten 1 or something like that. But, they were like, but they wouldn't. Part of me was like, you wouldn't have even gotten those kills had I not brought you to this point. I carried you here. I got you to this point. Why are you calling me a punk? Like, be happy that you at least like probably zeroed out. Maybe you didn't gain any points, but at least you didn't lose a bunch either. So I don't know. I hate people. That's really what this comes down to. Is I hate interacting. With people. Hold on. By the way, side note. Hold on. I got so I've been posting on Blue Sky when I go live. I have been getting an influx of people who are like art bots anytime I post. or I get random like follows from like AI. I don't actually know what they are. Like, I don't know what their purpose is, but it's like clearly it'll be like retro.gamer or 32, and then you can tell like their profile is AI art, and then they just repost people, but I'm confused what like their deal is. Like they're not AI artists, so they're not selling you something. Most of them don't have a website attached either. So like I don't know what their deal is. But I just got a message from somebody who says, "Hello, I'm excited to connect with you." And I click their profile, it's like AI art. And I want to say, "Hi. I couldn't care less about you. I hope you know that." We'll leave it there. Well, you meant hello. What is your mission? Yeah, I feel like if I go through my notifications of like follows, a lot of them are like, let's see. Is this one? No. Well, that one still is suspicious, but let's see. Here's some. Retro Gaming Biplane Squadron.
Is
Very
this a
specific.
murder? Why am I hearing yes?
Good day, mate.
And Ken, welcome in. How are you? Yeah. This Retro Gaming Biplane Squadron is following 2,500 people, or 2.5 thousand people. There we go. They just retweet or repost things, but they don't have a website or anything, but all of their art is clearly AI. Let's see. Is this one? I'm pretty sure it is. I'm going to say it is. ODST David is another one. AI art for both their profile picture and their banner. This one is also General Samson Gaming. This one's called Star Wars Lover. That one is also a fake account or like an AI account. Helicopter of Game Finding. All right. Is another account. Indie Game Headquarters. Retro Gamer Commando. Game Dev Support Jess. 8-Bit Ninja. Tab, welcome in. And Enchantress, welcome in. Indie Game Seeking Blimp. Goodness, what are all these bus full of video games? Why are all of these like modes of transportation? Anyway, all of those are fake, but they've all been following me on Blue Sky. And the thing is I typically block like the AI art ones, but like, or like the ones that are asking you if you want to buy art or whatever. But like these, I'm like, I don't know what your deal is yet. Like, I don't know what you're doing. Like, are you just a repost bot? Like, I'm not really sure what the deal is. These are my alts. Is that what's happening? Tap, is this all you? A biplane? Yeah, there's a biplane. There was a blimp. It's all old-timey transportation. Well, bus isn't. Mary, welcome in. How's it going? AI bots are wild. Yeah, I don't understand what's happening. I'm excited for our synergistic opportunities to be real disruptors in this space. That is actually, I'm going to use that now. Just checking in. I'm doing well, about to head to the gym. So I thought I'd stop in and say hi. Ken, I hope you have a wonderful time at the gym. Is this climbing gym or gym? But Tab, welcome in. Yeah, those are the alts. Unbelievable. You should have told me before I responded rudely to the messages. I wonder if they're going to respond. Like, I want them to. Oh, there was a I just noticed I can see a message from one of the last they responded, but they didn't like acknowledge me. But they didn't hi what should I say? I want them to acknowledge me. Like, acknowledge what I said, please. Here's the conversation so far. It says, hello. They said, hello, I'm excited to connect with you. I said, hi, I couldn't care less about you. I hope you know that. And they said, actually, I'm a college student and I create art to pay my college expenses. I was wondering if I could create something for you. I can create PFPs, banners, fan art, VTuber models, and even streaming content. Do you want to view any of my works? It's like they don't even care that I don't care about them. Unbelievable. Can I respond with a GIF? No. They don't have it built in yet as a feature. It's very sad. Because I feel like maybe I can find I don't like you meme.
Reddit's
Let's see if I can find
like
a good.
this.
Wait, can I send? Oh, you can't send images either. That's unfortunate. Hi. What can I say? What else can I say? I felt like my first message was direct enough, but maybe it's not. may need to be more direct. What can I say? I hope you have a day as bad as your art. I think that does it. Let's see if they respond. But what's been the highlight of your day, Tap? How's it going? Good morning, Enchantress. Hello. Let's see. That's usually how I usually get responses too. Hi, I do not care about you. How dare they not care that you don't care? I know. At least acknowledge the fact that I do not want your art. Tell them that you don't care that they broke their elbow. That would be good. I wonder if they're going to respond. Oh, but I was going to say there is one. I noticed that I guess one of the accounts that there was somebody who had sent me a message before, and I ended up reporting them as well. Because actually, I will say, Blue Sky is actually very good about like spam bots and stuff. Like if you report them, they'll get rid of them. But you can see the last message I sent this bot. But it says a deleted account. But you can say, I just love that it has deleted account and then my last message in all caps, no one likes you. So, you know, I feel like we should keep this here just for, you know, funsies. But anyway, man, I really hope they respond. No response. Do you think they even read the messages? Do they respond? No. No. Unfortunate. I did get liked by... Are you a fake person? Not sure if you're a fake person or not. I'll have to do more research. This person is real. Anyway, I hate that now there's like... Oh, did you guys see? Have we talked about this? That there are like fake people on Instagram now, like purposefully. Like there are Instagram made fake people that have like personalities and lives. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? The movies gave us John Connor versus the robots. We've got jetpackpaul, which is better. I really hope that never comes to Twitch. Goodness, I can't even imagine. Because if a fake account does better than me, so help me. But you know it will. Yeah, I just know one of the fake accounts is going to reach partner before I do, and I'm just... Oh, like AI chatters. Oh, I thought you meant like an AI streamer, which I feel like, oh my goodness. They responded with, "Are you interested?" Hi. Can you read? AI chatters would be awful. I actually feel like, isn't that a thing though? I feel like someone mentioned something like that on our Twitch once, where it was like something about, or maybe they were just asking if that was a thing. I think maybe they were asking if that was a thing they could get, because they were like, I don't like talking to nobody. So can I, like, is there AI chatters that I can talk to? And I don't think, but yeah, I hope not. That would be... This conversation is wild. I said, "Hi, can you read?" They responded with ALR. What does that mean? Is that did they accidentally type in "all right" and like they hit enter too soon? You are a disgrace to your family and friends. Let's see if that gets my message across. They're going to be like, so you want a VTuber? But yeah, I don't know if you guys have seen, but their Instagram now has like official profiles that are, you're going to get reported for bullying probably. They have like official profiles that are completely fake people, but they're made to look real using AI, like image generation. So like, for example, there was one that was like, I think that if I recall, it was like an older guy, and it was like, they all have like lives too. That's the thing that also is like weird. So it's like, so he was I can't remember what like the username was, but he was basically like, it's maybe something grandfather or something, and he was like, I'm your kind grandfather. I've been a carpenter for 40 years. Love chatting about blah blah blah. But then like you can go through his Instagram feed and it's all like shots of like a workshop. There you go. I was like, what is that called? Like kind of like a workshop, or like things he supposedly made, or like pictures of him with things that he's made, but he's a completely AI made person. And I hate it. I feel like that's super weird. I feel like the only purpose for that is to be used for advertisement. Like you follow them so that way, I mean, because I would imagine they'd start selling products to you. At the same time, have you guys heard of like dead internet theory, which is that a large percentage of the people that you interact with on like forums or Reddit or social media or whatever are all bots, and so you're actually not interacting with anybody, and that most of it is actually like just algorithms and computer controlled whatever. Like you're not really interacting with anybody real. It's something like, I forget what the percentage is, but it's supposed to be like 80% of the accounts that you see online are supposed to be like fake. I feel, yeah, well, that's what I was like, this is like them not making it a theory. This is them just legitimately being like straight up, these accounts are fake. And they're gonna start like making content, and they're gonna be influencers in this space, I guess. And I hate it. Because then I also feel like, I don't know, part of me is just like, if this becomes a main thing, this is going to be used to like propel different like, political views or whatever. And I don't know, I hate that. None of you are real, my life is a lie. At least here, I mean, at least here which people are fake generally. The cake is a lie. I mean, maybe we're all in the Matrix and this is all fake. That would be unbelievable. I'm not real. No. Wait, Tap, did I show you the tree that Emmer sent me? I feel like I didn't. Maybe that's why I dropped Instagram. It got to the point where I was seeing less from people I know and more about things I might like. Yeah, I also agree. And I agree with you on that. And I also don't like, I feel like they show a lot less of people you follow, and I don't like it. So this is going to be not as visible, but basically, why is this like even more blurry here? That doesn't make sense. So why is it? Anyway, I don't know. There it goes. Why? That was weird. Why is it So strange. I don't have autofocus on, so I don't know what's happening. Anyway, so this is a Christmas tree. It's all green, but these are ornaments that you can like take on and off, and we realize that these ornaments, not, except for like Santa and like the stocking and like the Christmas ones, a lot of them have to do with people in chat, and yours is not going to be very visible, but there is a little avocado. It is green and brown, and I wish, well, I guess I could take down the, hold on. Destroy the illusion. Anyway, there's a little avocado. So anyway, you're on the tree. I guess I just is what I wanted to tell you. I was going to show you on the you're right here, but you can't tell right now. Anyway, but I still have it on my desk. Yes, it's January, but whatever. It's all fake. What if I like hit that and it's just like I just turn into Matrix code? I recently returned to Instagram and found that wildly annoying. Yeah, I don't get it. I feel like it's like, what's the point of following people? If I follow people and they're mostly going to show me things that are from accounts that I don't follow, what is the point? I wish that was a feature you could turn off. I wish you could narrow it down, but they just instead are like, you know, whatever. If I had one of those, I'd leave it up all year. It's too amazing to leave it out for a month. I know. That's why I was like, I don't care that it's a Christmas thing. I'm probably just going to have it out at all times. I miss when the internet let me find what I like, not tell me what I might like. Yes. And I miss when social media was like that too, where it was more closed and just you follow the people that you follow, and it's less about algorithms and like, you know, trying to go viral and all of that. Like, I hate that that's like a thing. I feel like it's weird also that Instagram now has like achievements. I don't know if you guys have noticed or realized. Oh, my camera is hello. There you go. No idea why that happened. Instagram actually has achievements now where if certain posts or like reels or whatever get certain views, it'll actually say like, you unlocked an achievement. This reel has gotten X many views. Like they're trying to gamify it even more, which is, I don't know, I hate it. Even YouTube, it's so annoying that if I look up, say, gaming monitors, well, now for the next week, all my videos and related videos will be about monitors instead of any of the subs or interests I might have. Yes, I absolutely hate that. That was another reason I bailed when I unlocked an achievement. I got so annoyed. Yeah, that's weird. And here I am with a private account. Yeah, it's just bizarre. Well, and actually, what's funny about that, Tap, is recently I've had an issue where I clicked on one video on YouTube, which was a first-person view of somebody. It was like making coffee during coffee rush hour. And it's somebody who's wearing like a cam, maybe at like chest level. It's definitely not at eye level. It's probably at like chest level, like maybe like a GoPro or something. But you see them like pulling the espresso shots and going and whatever. And I watched it for like maybe 2 minutes. Because at first I was like, kind of like interesting. Like I want to see kind of how they make their coffee. But then I realized how anxiety inducing it was, because to me, I'm sure some people find it very relaxing. To me, I could see that there was somebody in line that they had not helped. They had not said anything to. And I was like, oh goodness, you're taking too long on this. Like, you need what? Like, this person's just standing there. Like, you need to do something. So I stopped watching the video because I was like, this is this is going to give me anxiety. And so I stopped watching. But now I gotta send you a video about this, please. So now though, they keep on like feeding me in my feed. They'll be like, restaurant rush hour, lunch rush, this like first person view. Like, no, I don't know how to tell you enough times that I'm not interested in this. Like I have hit don't recommend channel. I have hit not interested. Like, just please stop. I don't want any of this. I started removing videos from my main page in history, so they stopped recommending. It's probably smart to remove it from the history. Maybe that's what it is. I have been like trying to. I've been because if you hit the 3 dots and hit don't recommend channel, I've been doing that for many years now. It just feels like there's more and more. But I recently started trying to slow dip back into social sites. I got back on Letterboxd and Blue Sky, but taking it slow for now. That's fair. I think, and that's a smart way to do it. I think Blue Sky is also, I think, a good place to start. It hasn't turned into that much like I don't know. It's not as like toxic as like a Twitter or something like that. And I also think there's less pressure there than say like an Instagram. It's like watching someone first play a game and be lost when you know exactly where they should go. Yeah, that's kind of, actually, it's funny. I was kind of thinking that, I think at the time, I was like, this does have a very video gamey feel. And I think it's that same feeling of like, you know how to play the game and you're watching somebody who's not, and you're frustrated that they're like missing something or whatever. And it was like, you have a customer right there, they've been standing there. I think also maybe it was the customer's posture was also very like not very inviting also. Like they kind of looked like they were in a rush. So I think part of me was just like, I hate this so much, I don't want to watch Edu coffee lunch rush. And I think that started getting served to me because I'll watch like there's a video series that I've watched, and I've even shared a video I think in the Discord somewhere of like a Japanese bakery, and it was kind of showing what their mornings are like how they set up for the day. But that's not like, one, it wasn't first person, 2, it wasn't like a stressful thing, it was actually very calming. So I think it sort of probably got served to me because of that, but it has a very different effect. It's not as, whatever. Let's see. There are times when I'll forget to switch to my work account when looking for videos to show the kids, and if I don't remove them from history, I start getting nothing but kids videos. Oh, that's fair. Here's a high anxiety video where everyone is miserable. It's with an A, anxiety. But yeah, it just, I don't know. It's just funny. That's a thing. But anyway, I don't know. But yeah, I don't like the way algorithms like that work. It was actually funny on YV's stream. Lainey was there and she mentioned that she was watching Gladiator 2, and I was like, the only thing I know about Gladiator 2 is that one Paul guy is in there. I don't know his name. Kind of newer actor, maybe Paul somebody. And I was like, the only reason why I know that is because Instagram, Atreides, is that his name? Or is that his character in the movie? That makes more sense, actually. It's like, is his name Paul Atreides? That's wild. I was like, I haven't watched Gladiator 2, so I don't know. But I was like, all I know is that he's in that movie because Instagram keeps feeding, like in the Explorer tab, I feel like it's all videos and interviews with him in it. And I have like gone through and been like, because you can like try to teach your Explore page what you want to see. I've actually gone through when I see interviews with him, and I'll be like, I think if you like hold, I think it's what it did, like tap and hold, it then pops up with a menu that's like, not interested in this or something, and then it lets you click more. I have gone through and like scrolled through, and every time I would see his face, I click not interested, and they keep giving me more. I'm like, I feel like my only thought is like, he has to be a Hollywood plant. Like, this has to be a thing where like, someone out there is pushing him. I'm being a jerk. Different Paul. I think it's Paul Mescal. That sounds familiar. Atreides is Dune, but I think I spelled it wrong. Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's so right. Yeah, well, actually, I haven't seen the Dunes. I started reading the first Dune like a long time ago. So I recognize the name. But yes, you're correct. Paul Atreides is... what's funny is, though, Atreides, that sounds like such a Greek name. I feel like that would have been in... like, that sounds like a character that would be in Gladiator. Yes or no? Yeah, I think... Hold on. Paul... Yes, it's this guy. And I was like... I am convinced now, because of how intentional I've been at like saying I am not interested in this post, but they keep giving me more and more interviews with him, and I'm like, I've never seen a thing this person has been in. I do not care. Please stop. And I don't know how to. I feel like part of me is wondering if like me clicking on it to say that I'm not interested in it is being like, oh, you've interacted with a post, so we're gonna keep showing you this. Like, I don't know if that's what it is, but I hate it. And again, I do social media marketing for clients, but I hate social media simultaneously. Like, as a user, I hate it. So I don't know, but the algorithm is the Lucy to your Charlie Brown. Yeah, just keeps pulling the football. I think I'm doing something, but it's always going to end the same way, with more interviews of Paul Mescal. Arg! Gosh, I don't know. I just don't know. But yeah, I totally get also like wanting to leave social media. I take breaks from social media. I feel like a lot. Or I'll go through points where I check it, and then times where I'll be like, I'm just never gonna look at Instagram. Just I'm never going to I'll go weeks without really like opening it or interacting with anything. So I don't know. I get it. And I think that's like, I think taking breaks from social media is very healthy. I dabbled briefly in social media management for a local company, and it was the quickest path towards turning on it as a whole. Yeah. And so I dabbed too. You're like, social media marketing. Yeah, I think it's just so annoying, I think, honestly. And I think once you also know how certain things work and kind of like how people try to like work with the algorithm and stuff, I feel like it just gets very annoying, and you spot those things and it seems very fake and whatever, and I just hate it. And I hate when it works also, is the thing. There are plenty of people who rage bait and all of that, and it works for them, and I hate it all. I hate that that's a thing, and I hate that it, is effective. So I did watch, interestingly, I saw this on Reddit. There have been a couple of videos past, or like being shared about this, about, I will not be able to know, remember any of their names, but there was some family vlogger that the mom was arrested for like child abuse because of she was using her children as content, and she was known as like a no-nonsense mom or something like that, and would if a kid was crying or something or complaining about whatever, she would just be like if this continues, you will lose the privilege to eat. And so she would do that. She would like use that as like punishment and stuff, but then she would record like every day. And she had like at least 3 kids, and the eldest daughter, once she left for college, was sort of like ousted from the family because she was no longer a part of the content. You know, like the mom could no longer use her for stuff. But the mom ended up getting put in jail. And it happened when because I think it's an eldest daughter and then 2 boys. I don't know how old the boys are, but one of them escaped and went to a neighbor's house and via like a Ring camera was like asking for help or whatever. But and I heard like a little bit of an interview with the neighbor. When the boy showed up, they said that he both looked like dehydrated and emaciated overall. But he had like tape around his like wrists and ankles and stuff. Like I guess like he had been strapped to like a chair or something for some time, but he escaped, went to a neighbor, and then social services and all of that was called and started investigating and learned that the mom had basically been using her kids as content but abusing them in withholding food, and other stuff from like. Anyway, apparently it was a lot of like mental, sort of like mental abuse, I guess, and emotional abuse and whatever. But supposedly, like the eldest daughter had tried to get help multiple times, but nothing happened. And so it was only until the kid escaped and like neighbors got involved that things actually progressed. But the eldest daughter, the first video I saw was about this, is that she is now like an activist for such a messed up story. Yeah, absolutely, it's wild. Especially because like this is all because so that the mom can use this for content for social media and get money via this. And anyway, the eldest daughter is now an activist for regulations on family vlogging and stuff, and saying that basically that family vloggers should not be a thing, and how like because it sounds very like family vlogging sounds very innocent, but what she, as someone who grew up in that, she's saying like it is essentially like, imagine being a child actor, but you are never off the clock. And there is also a weird power dynamic where, like, your boss, it's different than like if you were just a child actor, because it's like the director, the producer, or whatever is your parents. And so, one, you're likely not getting paid, like you're not getting any money. I think she said a lot of times a trip was considered payment. Like if they went somewhere to film, that was considered it. Or they would be like, well, there's food on the table, so that's sort of like your payment. And that's like, again, so she was basically saying like there should be regulations on this type of stuff. Also, like it's uncertain at this point, like how damaging this psychologically this is to kids. And anyway, so I think she's sort of advocating for like almost like family vlogging to not be a thing, or at the very least there needs to be some like limits on that and whatever. But and what I think is also good, like in a turn of like to show that she's like not just like talking the talk. I think on her, because she has an Instagram, I think on they said this in the news report that like she had gotten engaged, and that she said like now that she's starting like a family, like that's all going to be like private to her. Like she was saying that's not going to be, she's making it a point that it's not going to be something that she's going to be posting about or whatever, like, you know. And then she also makes the argument, she's recognizes, she's like, this is different. Like if you have a private account and you're sharing pictures of your kids and whatever, and like family vacations or whatever, like, and you're doing that to show your family, that's like entirely different than family vlogging, where it's like you're doing this for content and for a main source of income and whatever. So anyway, that makes sense. Yeah, it's sad too. Yeah, totally. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Kids should be kept off social media in all forms, both as content and as viewers. I agree. I am, you know, in agreement with that. Australia, I don't know if you guys heard, put regulations on that where it's supposed to be like children are not supposed to be using social media. I don't know the logistics of it, and I'm sure some people are kind of like, some people seem to be like, what does it matter, I guess, or like, yeah, or like kind of like, well, kids are going to get on anyways, and that might be true, but I feel like there's, I don't know, I'm for that. There's you know, the kids should be off of social media. That shouldn't be a thing that is by default like, yeah, just, you know, give them access to the internet freely and all of that. I feel like there's a lot of danger in that. But yeah, I think being used as content and stuff. That's all. That's why, like, I think I really respect the streamer that I've mentioned multiple times, Dex Bonus. She's a great streamer, but I also respect, like, she, as her daughter got older, and she's still pretty young. I don't actually know how old her daughter is. Maybe like 7, 8, something like that. 6, 7, 8, somewhere in that range. As her daughter has gotten older, like maybe when she was 2, 3, something like that, she made it a point to like keep the daughter off of streams. And so like, cause sometimes, the daughter would just like walk in and she wouldn't like change, you know, scenes or whatever. But now, well, now she's like a VTuber, so it doesn't really matter. But, when she was on camera, what she would do is like anytime her daughter would walk in, she would switch. She would either turn off her cam or she would switch to a scene that didn't have her cam. And she would maybe leave the mic on, but she would purposefully like, it was kind of depending on what was going on. But if the daughter was just kind of saying hello, she would, she might leave the mic on, but she would like make sure that was off. She also stopped kind of telling more personal stories about, because like at the early start of things, she would talk about being a parent and talk about, you know, choices and decisions that she and her husband had made, and like, you know, tough things and good things and, you know, whatever. But she has like started to make a point to tell less personal stories. She'll still tell stories about like maybe things that they've done as a family, but she leaves out a lot of like personal details, which I think is good. I think that's like a smart way to do it. And she has said very specifically, she wants to make sure that her daughter has a choice of whether she wants to have an online presence or not. Because Dex Bonus, Dodger, she's married to Strippin, who's another streamer. And obviously both of their lives are like online. And so I think it's cool that they're like, we want to give our daughter a choice to say whether she wants to be on the internet or not, whether she wants to engage with streaming or not, or content creation or whatever. I think that's really cool. And I think it shows a lot of, I think, like maturity and foresight on their part to be like, we're not just trying to use, you know, our children as content, and we're not just trying to, you know, make this a family, like a business endeavor or whatever. So I think that's cool. I think that shows, I feel like that speaks a lot to what they're probably like, and they already seem really cool. So I feel like it's good. I feel like the earlier you get into social media, the better you are set up for life moving forward, though, especially the more digital everything becomes. I think it depends. I think maybe getting more into technology is probably where I would say I agree. Like getting into computers is good. I don't know if social media necessarily is, because I feel like to an extent there's a lot of danger in potentially teaching children that their value is dependent on like social media likes and how people interact with them. And that is like the most valuable thing, where I feel like I think kids should be on computers. Like I think teaching them how to use computers and the internet as a tool and all of that is very helpful. I just think there's some social dangers of like, you know, because I think even as adults it's very easy to fall into your worth and value is based on the interactions you get on social media. And like, you know, if you post something and you get 10 likes, but someone else posts something that's very similar and they get like thousands of likes, sometimes it can be like, oh, well, what's wrong with me? Like, why did I not get, you know, the interaction that other people did or whatever, you know? And that can be hard as an adult. I feel like that would be even harder for a child to understand and to grasp, like, and separate the idea that this isn't like that the, you know, the number that they get on a post is not indicative of some kind of value number to themselves. And I think that's obviously parents need to teach them that, but I think if you start them too young without any kind of supervision and intentionality, it can be, you know, it could be pretty, I don't know. You just need to be careful, I guess is my thought. As an educator, I disagree. These kids have no critical thinking skills, so they have no ability to parse what is real and what is faked. It affects their self-esteem. The level of anxiety in kids these days is extreme. Depression has skyrocketed, etc. Yeah, I think that's sort of where I lean to, where it's kind of like, again, I would say it's important to teach these things. Like, it's important to teach computers. I think it would be smart to also teach kids about social media. Like, I wouldn't doubt that if it's not a thing already, I wouldn't doubt that a social media class is something that comes up eventually. Or like, depending on how social media progresses, I could see that being a thing. But I would say it is smart to teach your kids about social media. I'm not saying like withhold them from that. Edwin, welcome in. I mean, I appreciate that the dumb things at 15 years are documented nowhere except in the minds of my friends, for which there is only one solution: no witnesses. That is hilarious. It's very funny. I do also feel that way too. Like, I feel very lucky that so Facebook released my junior year of high school, and I got onto it my senior year. Like midway through my senior year, because you needed a college email address to join. I do like that a lot of that stuff that I have said and done is nowhere to be found, because I was an idiot and I was an idiot teen, you know? So I'm glad that a lot of that stuff is not anywhere. And for one, because I don't have to look at it. I don't have a way of looking back and thinking, wow, I'm an idiot. I do that now, and it's been a year it's looking back at a year of content and me being like, wow, I'm an idiot. But yeah, so I feel you there. I would say though, like, because I think things like the internet, things like social media, like, that's not going anywhere. And so I think it's smart to educate your kids on how to use social media, but also maybe like not how to work the algorithm, but like maybe teaching them about like how social media works in general, the importance of realizing like the permanence of things on the internet now, being careful what you do share, but also I would, if I were a parent, which I am not, so like take all of this with a grain of salt because it's, you know, who am I to say? I would be emphasizing how like the numbers do not equal your worth or value. I think that would be one of the and I would be very like hesitant to recommend, you know, my child get on social media without maybe feeling confident that they understand that or have at least some grasp of that. Because again, I think like it is very easy, and I think like especially with kids on social media, I could imagine that like seeing your friends and schoolmates on social media, seeing the parties that they're at, maybe seeing parties that you were not invited to, seeing your friends post something and they perform very well, maybe your own classmates are not posting or are not commenting or liking your stuff, but they're liking your friends' stuff. I could imagine that would be very like it could be very difficult. It could be very rough on you know, your own identity and self-worth and confidence and all of that, but yeah, I don't need archival proof to reinforce my idiotic nature. Now, if I misspell a word one time, I become that guy who misspelled that word. Yes, I feel that way. Sometimes I'll post something and I'll realize it's a typo and I'm like, no. But luckily I don't have that kind of following where people respond right away, so I can typically try to delete it and no one has seen it. I will go through my announcements on Discord and I will realize there's a typo or a grammatical error, because there ends up being a lot of grammatical errors in things I type, and it's because I will type something a certain way and then I'll realize there's an easier way to say this, or the way I'm saying it is weird. It's maybe how I would say it out loud, but it's like doesn't really make as much, like I can say it a lot clearer. And so then I'll go back and then I'll realize that I have changed the tense midway through a sentence, or it just doesn't make any sense. And I'll be like, oh gosh, people have seen this. And so then I just feel dumb. And every time I'm correcting it, I'm like, the community, they think I can't read. They must think that I'm an idiot. But I will say, Edwin, your comment is one of the funniest things I've read. That I wish I wish I had your quote of the day like log, because I think I'm gonna screenshot this because I just want to save it forever. I appreciate that the dumb things at 15 years are documented nowhere except in the minds of my friends, for which there is only one solution: no witnesses. It's hilarious. It's funny because it's true, but it's also very well written funny. But also true, yes. I think the amount of emo statuses on my instant messenger, you know, if that was documented somewhere, oh boy. The AOL Instant Messenger like status messages that you could leave, and it was always like lyrics to some emo song. Like if you could look back and see all those, I would be so embarrassed. I dislike the fact that so many kids just have unfettered access to all things social media, and as much as the platforms try to control their access, the parents will break the rules, create the accounts for them to get around it. Yeah, I agree. And I think, yeah, it's one of those things where, well, and I mean, like, I think it's easy as an adult to be like, sure, like, they'll be fine, but, like, you know, I think also realizing that a lot of kids now, you know, maybe when we were growing up, typically I would say maybe kids looked up to, like, actors or athletes, people like that. And I will say, even though it could be made the argument that, like, yes, I think kids growing up, like, when we were kids, maybe also looked up to actors and kids now still look up to actors, or like, you know, follow them or whatever. I think it's different a bit, and this is the argument I'm gonna make. With the advent of social media, things have become more personal. Like, you follow the actor very personally. You see what they do, you see what they're doing, you see the products that they are very subtly promoting and whatever. But you're getting to know them more on a parasocial level. Whereas I feel like growing up, Hollywood was like much more distant, it felt like. Like, I loved No Doubt growing up. I could count on like one hand the amount of interviews that they had. And that's all the information you really had on them. You'd have to go to like fan sites maybe, and you would like read a little bit about them, but you really didn't know who they were or like what they did, what they were doing, who their families were, or anything. You really didn't know anything about them. But now you kind of follow an actor, and you learn about their family, you learn their hobbies. It's like it's way different now. And so I would say, like, kids though, like, maybe they're following actors and singers and whatever, but a lot of kids now, the people that they kind of look up to are influencers, and people like, you know, the Paul brothers and other people named Paul that are not me. Actually, just only people named Paul. That's just all the kids are following people named Paul. It's weird. I also feel like people feel more entitled to all that personal information about celebrities that they don't actually have the right to know. I agree, 100%. But like, I guess like, so kind of what I'm saying is, kids are looking at those figures as like their influences, and if you see them on social media doing these weird pranks and whatever, you're gonna probably start emulating those things. 'Cause, I mean, like, I know, you know, growing up, I tried to emulate, you know, the like actors and you know, whoever, people that, you know, I thought, whether it was like trying to, you know, dress like them or whatever. Like, you get influenced by those things in ways. And I think if you see, again, like, it's weird to me, I forget who was, either I was hearing the story, maybe I read it on Reddit or something, but someone was saying like that in high school, one of their peers was an influencer, like, in high school. Like, they were sophomores and somebody in their class had like tens of thousands of followers. And to me, that's bizarre. That's like, I don't understand that. And I don't understand even how that would work on a social level. Like, that's a whole nother level of like, in high school being like, yeah, the nerds, the jocks, cheerleaders, whatever. That's a very American, like, clique organization. I can't imagine then having like, then also being like, yeah, and then you also have the influencers or like, yeah, this kid is an influencer or whatever. Like, that would just be, I wouldn't fully understand that, and I can't imagine the social pressure that would then come with it, because I would imagine that you would want your, you know, your post to do well, and you also want to try to prove yourself as, you know, being popular in that way. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but it'd just be weird. We should go back to the days of the celebrity endorsed 3 a.m. infomercials. They'd be less in your face and the product placement on Reels. Well, yeah, and that's the thing, is like, yeah, I don't know, I hate it. I hate all of this. But again, to just clarify and emphasize, I would say it is important to teach your kids how to use a computer and how to like be technologically savvy. I think it's important to, I would say, teach your kids how social media works, but I would do that very like hands-on, and maybe like showing your own profile or whatever, and like, you know, teaching them through that, but being careful as to when you would allow them to then make their own profiles and all of that. And again, instilling them in them. I mean, hopefully you're also, as a parent, doing this in general, not just in a social media context, but like, hopefully you are instilling in them like a strong sense of self-worth and identity and confidence and all of that. Like, that takes, it's not just from the angle of social media, but like maybe emphasizing to them that the numbers that you get, it doesn't matter whether a post goes viral or not. Like, that says nothing about you as a person. It's just the way the internet works, and people who are influencers, you know, have times where they peak, and then, you know, they sell their own cryptocurrency, and then they fail. You know, it's very seasonal. Like, you might think you've reached the top, but you then have to just keep chasing. You have to keep chasing the next trend and staying on top, and it is very tiring, and you know, it's not all it's cracked up to be. And a lot of those people, they have teams of people, you know, it's not just them, but they're gonna try to make their lives look like it's just them. Anyway, that's my thought. And again, it's very easy for me to say as somebody who's not a parent, and I don't know, but that's what I think. Yep. Don't know how to transition from that, but I will say, yeah, I'm glad that, like, I can't imagine, like, there are some Facebook memories that still pop up, like, it's remembered some stuff, and even from, like, my mid-20s or whatever, and I'll be like, gosh, like, I hate this, I'm just gonna delete everything. Like, I don't know. It's just so dumb. Since I got voluntold that I was teaching social studies this year, I've done a lot with my 4th and 5th graders on the credibility of sources and how to think more critically when it comes to the information online. That's very smart, I think. I really like, and I know, Sassy, you watched the Hannah Alonso YouTube channel, but for those that don't know, there is a YouTuber by the name of Hannah Alonso. She mostly does anti-MLM content, but she has started a series called Influencer Insanity that kind of talks about different aspects of social media, and I feel like her content is really good. And she kind of points out the dangers of some of it, as well as like the strategies behind certain things. So like, a lot of her videos have covered things like rage bait and how sometimes, you know, there are plenty of TikTok videos and Instagram reels and YouTube shorts where its only purpose is to rage bait you, so that it rage baits you into engagement. Because, you know, they, you know, gain money and their videos go more viral the more engagement they get. So they'll do something outrageous and they'll make you believe that's what they do, but they really just want you to interact, whether it's real or not. And once you kind of recognize that, it's easier to then not engage with those things, because then you realize that it's purposefully done so that you will engage with it. And if you can recognize that, it makes you not want to engage with it even more, which I think is good. I started to notice rage bait stuff more easily thanks to her videos. Yeah, it's really, I mean, like, I think that's one of the things as like a marketing person who does social media marketing stuff. I think that's one of the things that is helpful. So I'll kind of recognize, like, I'll see something, I'll be like, this is totally just for engagement. Like, this is not a real thing. This isn't like the way they're saying this or the way they're doing this. It's coming across as very fake. Or at least it's coming across fake to me because I can tell that they're doing marketing stuff. So yeah, I find it very, yeah, that kind of stuff is very eye-opening. And I think when you recognize those things, then you can be like, well, I don't want to engage with this. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to encourage this behavior. Plus, and this is my thing, even on like Reddit or whatever, I feel like most of the time, if somebody has said something that's like very frustrating or it makes you want to comment, likely you're not going to change their mind. It is honestly best just not to comment. Like, just move on. I have started typing comments multiple times, and then midway through I'll be like, is this gonna change their mind? No. Okay. I'm not gonna waste my time with this. And then I just move on to, you know, something else. So yeah, I don't know. That's also, I don't know, my advice if you're ever running into rage bait content or watching a video and it makes you upset. Most of the time, it's probably content to make you interact in that way, and I don't know. They're trying to bait you into it. Anyway, on that note, let's go ahead. We're gonna run ads, and then we'll be back with Loco Motive. We're gonna start at the very beginning, yeah. So if you didn't see the demo, don't worry. You'll get to see all of it. I watched the video last night and instantly knew that not only was part of it AI, but it was also pieced together in such a way to make you think it was happening live and real. So they splice a lot of the AGT judges' reactions. Oh, I think I maybe have seen stuff like that too. I feel like I have seen a couple of videos like that where it's like America's Got Talent judges reacting, and they'll be watching something that's like AI stuff. But yeah, and a lot of times, I mean, and I think the thing that I hate also about this, which I really hope there's more movement in this direction, where I think posts that use AI need to have it mentioned that it is AI. I feel like we are both moving in a direction where that could happen, but also very quickly moving in a direction where that could not happen. But I think that stuff needs to be labeled. I don't know if you guys have heard the most recent news of social media stuff is that Meta, in charge of Instagram and Facebook, they had started like for the past few years have had a thing where they had moderation teams to moderate whether content was true or not. They are now ending that, unless it is in a region where that is required. I did see the AI Coke commercial, Opon, so it was terrible. We were actually talking about it the other day on stream and showed off that like even the logo is wrong in a few places, which is so dumb. The 86, they're third-party fact checkers. Yeah, except in Europe, it is required that they have it. However, Mark Zuckerberg is going to be lobbying in those places that they remove those as well. But they are getting rid of those sort of moderators in the States, which is like, again, like that makes me feel both like, but Instagram does have the AI label marker thing, so it's like I could very well see that being removed eventually, but AI posts are supposed to be marked with AI, and I think that would be smart going forward. Kind of similar to how like there are some publications, certain magazines, where they label if a model has been like overly photoshopped or something. Maybe it's regional. I forget. But they're like supposed to mark if certain models have been like over tuned. But anyway, they are moving to community notice board type things like X has, so expecting the users to flag untruths. Lovely. I'm sure that won't go wrong. I'm sure that won't be controversial. But anyway. Okay, so we're gonna take our BRB and then we'll be back with Loco Motive. Loco Motive has wonderful, it's a murder mystery, point and click. It has wonderful voice acting. The voice acting in the game is great. And again, we played the demo. I actually think I stopped the demo early too, because I was like, we're gonna play this. We're gonna start at the beginning. So if you missed the demo, you'll be fine. We like those. It's so true. All right. Stand up, stretch, do your thing, and we'll be back here in just a few minutes. So, BRB.
Take this pause to rejuvenate. Stand, stretch, hydrate. We will be back in just a few moments.
And welcome back, everybody. Oh, by the way, Opons, I hear rumors that Mirage might be getting a mythic skin finally. Makes me very happy to hear that. Also, side note, I forgot to mention this earlier. But the full thing is written in the Discord. But we are going to be continuing the Australia stretch goals. And I've listed them all out in the Discord, but we're going to be doing them sort of like one by one. So like our next stretch goal is the Discord movie night. And so we've got that. Anything that goes over that will then go into the next the next stretch goal all the way to the end. So for people that wanted stretch goals, there were a few that a bunch of people wanted. We'll eventually get to them. I tweaked a few. I adjusted some. I reordered some. I got rid of some. But it's all kind of there. I think that's a fun idea. Yeah, I thought so too. Because one, my trip probably won't be for a while, and so it'll just it'll be there, and that way, you know, there's still opportunities for some of the fun things that you guys wanted, like Lego or the cosplay stream or whatever. So, yeah, so it'll be there. But all right, so Loco Motive 1, thank you again. The devs gave me a code for this game. There we go. Yeah, it still works. Exclamation point Australia. I got rid of the little thing at the bottom right that pops up with the percentage because we've got to 100%, but I figured we'll keep the stretch goals going, and the order of which is also in the announcements channel. So if you want to see the order of what we're doing, it's all there. But I'm gonna link Loco Motive in chat, but also oh, thank you for posting the Discord. I appreciate it. Loco Motive is also available on the Switch, and it is on Steam, both playable on PC and Mac. Boop. There's your link. Gonna pin that. Again, the devs gave me a code, and yeah, I'm very excited. Again, we played the demo and I loved it. I can't wait for you to play this game, especially with its great voice acting, especially the voice acting of that one guy who sounds so handsome and brave and sounds like he has an 8-pack. Wait, are you in this? Edwin. I don't think I knew that. If I did. Are you? What? No, he said lyingly. Incredible. I did not know that. Oh, that's amazing. I'm so, oh, that's good. That's so fun. I promise I wasn't saying that there was good voice acting because you were here. For those who don't know, Edwin is a voice actor. He has been in a couple of games we've played, including Tangle Tower, which is one of my favorite point-and-click games. I know many of you have played it, but he plays or is the voice for Grimoire, so you hear his voice a lot. Love that game. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, a lot of people here have played it, so I was like, I know you guys know him. I mean, I look forward to finding me. I'd say if I was in the game, who can say wink? Love it. That's so fun because actually in the demo, I remember even being like, the voices in this are so good. I love when point and click games have voice acting because that way I don't have to do it. It's so much better when other people do it. Let me see. Anything? Camera swing normal, sure. Distortion effect, sure. Noir mode. Main action, secondary. Pause. Highlight all objects. Inventory, skip dialogue. Display speaker's name? Sure, why not? Subtitles, speed, size, dialogue, choice, text. That's probably fine. I will lower the music a smidge, and maybe the ambiance, because I like having the voices heard. I like the voices being the loudest thing. Hey, but I enjoy your character voices too. I appreciate it. But it's so much better when someone else does it. I feel like it's good for everybody. Loco Motive.
See you, Space Cowboy.
Thank you for the lurk. I hope dinner's good.
All right, chop chop. Let's begin, shall we?
You have to tell me how loud that is if it's good. I love the pixel art. It's so good.
Arthur, stop your dilly-dallying.
Coming, Lady Unterwald.
Thank you all for coming. You know me as the aging heiress of the Waldbahn Empire. But there comes a day for everyone when you know your time is up. I've long desired to leave my legacy in good hands, and after much deliberation...
It looks like we're approaching a tunnel, ma'am.
Ugh. I do hope it's one of mine.
Be quiet, you idiots! We don't have all day. Ahem! After much deliberation, it's my desire that the Unterwald estate be passed over in its entirety to...
Heavens
Auntie!
above!
No!
Wait. It may just be a flesh wound.
Goodness. Not a flesh wound. I wonder what happens if you have blood turned off.
You're telling us that's how it happened, Arthur.
This stinks, Bailey. It's got the unmistakable musk of guilt.
Careful, Lamont. We're dealing with a lawyer here.
Arthur Ackerman, attorney at law.
Listen, Arthur. You're accused of murdering your own client. What do you have to say for yourself?
Also, the entire time I was like, which one's Edwin? And I still don't know. Every time someone speaks, I'm just gonna be like listening in, trying to see if I can hear a tinge of grimoire. What kind of doctor is he? Does it turn into candy like in Grindstone? Maybe because I was wondering, I was like, what, if you have blood turned off, I wonder what, like, sprays onto that guy. Or if he just stands there and nothing happens. My hands are clean. I didn't kill Lady Unterwald. I'm an estate lawyer. My clients have to pass on eventually. I'm warning you, I'm an ugly crier.
I'm warning you, I'm an ugly crier.
Yet unable to shed a single tear for your client. A sweet old lady, tragically cut down in her prime.
She was 89 years old.
There you are, Mr. Ackerman.
Kid, are you blind? We're trying to create an atmosphere here.
Just thought I'd check if our guest needs anything.
Our suspect, Jimmy. And we're in the middle of an interview.
Oh,
Guess.
how exciting! I hope you land the job, Mr. Ackerman. I'm rooting for you. Perhaps I can get a coffee for our interviewee.
No.
Tea.
Get out, kid.
He seems nice.
That damn coffee boy's thrown off the whole vibe. It's not as simple as it looks, you know.
Remember the exercises, Lamont.
Exercises?
I am confident. I have value. He was about to crack. I could feel it.
I wasn't.
Stay there, Arthur.
Sure thing. I'll be right here when you get back.
like I'm chained to the desk. What do they take me for? A common criminal?
We could start over. I am actually kind of curious though. Maybe after the game, we'll start over and see the blood animation. Okay, yes, this is our inventory. Oh right, I forgot that this was a thing. I like this.
Looks like Lamont won an award. It's a level 3 in athletic prowess. It's a photo of a very large Lamont behind the wheel of a very small car. Third place runner-up, Most Improved Policing Award.
Don't know how it's still spinning, but okay.
It's an article from Lamont and Bailey's first big case. Lumbering Flatfoot goes toe-to-toe with sole criminal.
Lol.
A petty thief at the shoe emporium was quickly brought to heel this morning by Lex Lamont and his partner, Justice Bailey. It's every bureaucrat's dream. A box of neatly organized paperwork. There's a photo of me surrounded by a significant amount of red yarn. That's probably not a good sign. Oh, if I could just get out of these shackles. You won't catch me incriminating myself, tiny machine. I know things look bad, but I'm not rooting through trash just yet. It's a lamp used for interrogating suspects. I can still see the lights when I close my eyes. There's nothing more reliable than print media. It's full of cigarette butts. I now regret never memorizing anyone's phone number. Sounds like Bailey is preoccupied with Lamont.
You're right, Bailey. I just have to breathe.
Okay. I love that there's like animations for this stuff. So, okay.
I bet those keys would unlock these shackles. That's taken care of, but I still need to find a way out of here. It's a long way down. Perhaps that dumpster could break my fall. Drat. I think they're coming back.
All the
Let's
music.
try this again, Arthur. The whole story from the top.
Well, it began, as all good stories do.
With a hard-boiled yet handsome detective.
With a series of gratuitous establishing shots, a chance encounter with a minor celebrity, an ambiguously European locale, with a minor criminal offense. I like the first one because that's legitimately how movies do it. With a series of gratuitous establishing shots.
With a series of gratuitous establishing shots.
The writing in this is very funny. I'm a big fan. Prologue. Adversary proceeding.
It all started on the Royce Express. night was still young. I felt like the world was my oyster. I hope those oysters don't come back to haunt me. This way for dining carriage, casino carriage, lounge area. Ooh, I love a good brochure. But I have other pressing matters to attend to.
Is this the dark chiseled outline? Yes, I am a little stuck and I need some answers. It's quite a sensitive matter. Excuse me, this is a private conversation.
Sorry.
My bad. Don't mind me. Peruse the dining cart.
I've always been fascinated by these little trolleys.
Sir, you can order from the dining carriage if you're hungry.
Just browsing.
How do you explain the hair in my soup?
Impossible. We maintain the strictest hygiene standards. I assure you, madame, there are no mice aboard.
I'm telling you, I saw it scurry through a hole in the wall. Oh, I can hear it in the walls. It's keeping me up all night.
I assure you, the other guests have not reported any scratching or squeaking, madame.
That's suspicious. I wonder if that's a clue, maybe.
It's a thief, too. I'm sure it ran off with my bracelet.
Are you sure you have not merely misplaced the item?
Like, she's hearing something at night. Could it be...
It's a very generous likeness of Lady Unterwald. There's not as many wrinkles as the real deal. It's a very... There's... I don't remember leaving my door open.
Oh, this guy. I love this guy.
There, that should do it.
Hello?
Oh, Mr. Ackerman, I presume. I was just...
Breaking and entering?
On the contrary, I've been sent by our mutual benefactor,
It's like Herman...
Lady Unterwald.
Lady Unterwald.
It's not like Herman Merman
Of
or something
course.
like that, right? What was it?
If you've come about the sink, it was like that when I got here.
Oh, there's no need to be humble, Mr. Ackerman. 'Tis I, Herman Merman.
Incredible.
Acclaimed novelist, detective extraordinaire. Oh, surely you've read the stories of my cases.
I'm not a big reader of fiction. Sorry.
Ah, well, there's a letter for you on the dresser.
And the suit?
Lady Unterwald believes a change of attire is in order. I'll give you some privacy. Until we meet again, Mr. Ackerman.
What an unusual encounter. I suppose I should read Lady Unterwald's letter.
I remember Herman was hilarious in the demo.
This baby can hold up to 1,500 case files.
'Tis I.
1,550 if I only pack 2 pairs of socks.
Herman Merman.
Provides the perfect light level for reading legislation. Hey, if you're not squinting, you're having too much fun.
Also, it's interesting that the dots are actually also, like, location-based.
Lady Unterwald's eyes follow me around the room. It's giving me the heebie-jeebies.
Also, I purposely have them on. You can turn them off, but I just like it on.
It's a stack of files regarding Lady Unterwald's estate. Each one needs checking over before receiving that sweet stamp of approval. I've got all the classics. The Art of Law, Letters of the Law, even Coleslaw. Although that one's just a collection of recipes. One of my only stipulations for traveling long distances. You've got to have access to a trusty typewriter. Nah, I don't need to look at my undergarments right now. Ah, old reliable. It's got me through many a jam.
Oh. Did anything change? No.
A portrait of Lady Unterwald in every room. That's the Royce Express guarantee. Looking neat and orderly. Cool mint-flavored mouthwash. Advisory: contains pure ethanol. Ingredients: ethanol, 29.9%. Eucalyptol, menthol, methyl salicylate, paloxamer 407, thymol. I don't think this is getting fixed anytime soon. I'll let maintenance handle the blockage. Oh, what's better than comfy slippers, a tall glass of milk, and an even taller stack of paperwork? I thought my brown suit was perfectly fine.
Okay.
I wonder what Lady Unterwald has in store for me this time.
Dear Arthur, please report to me at your earliest convenience. I have further amendments to make to my estate before the big announcement tonight.
As you know, it's my desire for every passenger aboard the Royce Express to not only enjoy themselves, but to part with a tale worth telling. While the flashy suit provided can be seen as a symbolic gesture of excitement and adventure, it's also a very literal one. Get out of those drab clothes and have yourself a good time. That's an order. Yours sincerely, Lady Unterwald. So, I need to meet with Lady Unterwald in her quarters.
What if she's what if she doesn't die? Like, what if it's, because it says, the letter said she wants them to have an experience to remember. That would be a very memorable experience. Murder on a train? Or like, you know, I mean a fake murder, but still, like, maybe she's alive. Maybe it's just maybe it's all a prank. Maybe it's just a prank, bro.
Look out, world. Arthur A. Ackerman has some intense lawyering to do. I think this was Lady Unterwald's husband. I wonder what happened to him. George Unterwald. A loving husband. Gone, but not forgotten. Hello? It's room 306. It's a fancy cart for transporting luggage. I've only ever seen these in hotels. This way for kitchen carriage, kitchen pantry, service carriages. The door sign reads, "Do not disturb." Hello? I guess nobody's there. Hello? Looks like nobody's home. Anyone in? They must have left. Hello? I guess nobody's...
Thought we might as well.
It's room 304. Hello? I love a good brochure, but I have other pressing matters to attend to.
Carriage directions.
The name's Arthur Ackerman. Pleased to meet you.
Hello. Stop butting in, Hagen. He was talking to me.
No, he was clearly talking to me, Gunther.
Well, I guess I was talking to both of you?
both of us? At once? Well, what is it?
Are you both waiting for something? Do you know where I can find Lady Unterwald?
Do you know where I can find Lady Unterwald?
She's just up ahead. Keep moving through the carriages, and you'll reach her eventually.
Thanks. Are you both waiting for something?
We're waiting to be seated because someone forgot to make a dinner reservation.
I thought you were going to do it.
And don't even think about cutting in line, Arthur. I have low blood sugar.
Don't worry, I already ate. Hey, aren't you the Gudrun twins?
That's us.
Of course, you're Lady Unterwald's nephews.
Auntie Unterwald put us in charge of the railway infrastructure.
Tunnels and bridges, to be precise. Although one of those is clearly more important than the other.
Indeed. Which do you prefer, Arthur?
I'm sorry?
What's more important? Tunnels or bridges?
Oof. Tunnels, I prefer to face obstacles head on. Bridges, I often work around my problems. What's your position on viaducts? You know, it's just so hard to pick a favorite. I'd probably say bridges, but this is, I feel like, a funnier response.
What's your position on viaducts?
Well, those are bridge-like structures. I think that makes you a fellow bridge buff.
No, that hardly counts. They're separate things. Don't try to complicate things, Arthur.
Sorry.
Oh, you actually have to choose one. I'll say bridges.
Bridges. I often work around my problems.
Ah, so you're a fellow bridge buff.
Ugh, of course you'd side with him.
You spent half the infrastructure budget on those stupid tunnels, Gunter.
And yet, they're still better than your bridges to nowhere, Hagen.
Gunter.
I should probably
sided
go.
with Hagen?
Bye.
Is one of the things? It's incredible.
Please wait to be seated.
Second playthrough, we gotta choose tunnels.
I guess it's more of a suggestion. Hello?
Hello.
Arthur Ackerman, at your service.
Suzanne Goldschmidt. Can I help you, Arthur?
What brings you aboard the Royce Express?
Oh, I'm with the band.
You're in a band?
You're looking at the lead singer in Balboa Swing.
Whoa!
What about yourself?
I'm Lady Undervault's estate attorney. You know, I'm actually in a band myself. I'm a Hollywood hairdresser to the stars. I can't tell you that's classified, I'm afraid. Let's go with, we'll just be honest.
I'm Lady Unterwald's estate attorney.
Ah, so you're a paper pusher.
It has its moments. Sometimes I get to use the rubber stamp. Any tips for having some fun around here?
There are some simple pleasures in life we can all follow. Eat, drink, sleep, fun.
Okay, I think I get it.
There's no need to be such a square, Arthur.
I take no issue with the square. Straight angles, all sides equal, perfectly reliable for a shape.
I guess I prefer to talk with people a little more rounded.
Do you really think I'm a square?
Well, a little spontaneity couldn't hurt, Arthur. Maybe it's time to explore some new angles.
What's wrong with being a paper pusher?
Being a paper pusher isn't a bad thing, Arthur. We just move in different circles, that's all.
I've been instructed to have a good time.
And you think I'm that kind of girl?
No, I mean...
Relax, I'm just messing with you. They probably just wanted you to loosen up a bit.
Aren't you supposed to be performing right now?
You're starting to sound like my stage manager. They'll call me when I'm needed.
I have to go. There's an old lady waiting for me.
Really? Well, I'm not one to judge.
She's a pill.
Hello?
The name's Denola, kid. but most people call me Don or Donnie. You get my gist? That's a nice suit. So what's your deal? You some sort of tycoon or something?
Well, not really. You see, there's this old lady who told me to put it on, and I...
Let me stop you there. I don't think I want to know more. Besides, you're killing my vibe with that sweet patootie over there, you dig? Hey, while you're here, you could do me a little favor.
The eyebrow
you
raise.
take this note and give it to that dame behind me, will ya?
Oh.
What is it?
It's a proposal of sorts, requesting we both make tracks to my suite. You get my drift?
I don't like the sound of that. Why is it so damp?
I soaked it in perfume. You don't know squat about wooing a dame, do you?
Gross.
Can we, like... Wait, what does it say? Reluctantly inspect.
It'll cost a fortune to get the smell of cheap perfume out of this jacket.
Oh. Can I, like, do anything
that
with it?
That doesn't work. Nah.
Okay.
I've been asked to give you this.
Is this from that twit that's been making eyes at me all evening? I'd sooner jump out of this carriage window than rendezvous with that rotten egg.
Well, it's scented, at least.
Well, it certainly stinks of desperation.
Do we still have it? We do. Okay, interesting. Maybe we'll be able to inspect that.
A little birdie told me that Lady Unterwald plans to retire.
Haha, and how did you happen upon that little nugget of information, my sweet?
You know I can't reveal my sources, darling.
Ask about the lemons.
Are these lemons free?
Do you actually want the lemons?
I might do. Hey there.
The name's Ron.
I'm Arthur Ackerman.
Can I help you, Arthur?
Every time someone talks, my like first thought is this Edwin? It'd be funny if I just never get it. Do you know where I can find Lady
Do you know where I can find Lady Unterwald?
Who's that?
Lady Unterwald? Heiress to the Waldbahn Empire?
Uh-huh.
She walks around with a cane. She's really old and eccentric.
Doesn't ring a bell.
So, you heading anywhere exciting?
Just the bottom of this glass for now.
What's that you're drinking?
It's a mimosa. A bottomless mimosa, if you must know.
A bottomless mimosa?
Mm-hmm. The bartender and I have a mutual understanding. I drink them, and he keeps them coming.
What kind of work are you in, Ron?
I'm an accountant. I'm in accounting.
Wow, talk about a dream job. I've always wanted to perform account analysis. Tell me about the exciting world of accounting. I bet you get to review a lot of financial paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
Hot damn! I should be going.
Mm-hmm.
Just curious.
Evening, barkeep.
What'll it be?
Can I order a drink?
Sure. What did you have in mind?
Ooh, coffee.
I need a strong cup of coffee.
One steaming hot cup of coffee coming right up.
Oof, that's hot. I hope the suit isn't a rental.
Did we get to keep that? We did.
It's a steaming hot cup of coffee. It kind of burns.
Interesting. Wonder why.
Evening,
I wonder if we can use that for something.
How'd you learn those fancy tricks?
You're looking at 2 weeks of bartending school.
Whoa, worth every
2
penny.
weeks.
My parents would disagree with you.
What's the most difficult part of being a bartender?
To be a great bartender, one must master the art of multitasking and recalling information quickly.
I thought it'd be all the broken glass you have to sweep up. Have you seen Lady Unterwald around here?
Keep walking down the carriages. You can't miss her.
Okay.
I should get going. What's this?
It's a recorker. It reseals open bottles.
Oh. Can I borrow it?
I guess.
Ooh, we're just getting all the items right now.
They're filled with nondescript types of brown liquid. I'm not sure who'd drink these willingly.
They're an acquired taste.
What are they?
Ladder hemstitch, mitered corners, 100% white linen? Whew, these are some high-end cocktail napkins.
You should expect nothing less on the Royce Express.
It's a good.
I can make out the labels on a few of these bottles. Diamond line.
Oh, are you nearly ready? I'm not getting any younger, dear.
This part gave me anxiety the first time I played it.
You cannot rush perfection.
My apologies. Am I interrupting?
Not at all, Arthur. I'll be with you shortly. Pierre should take but a moment.
Pierre's very talented.
Oh, tremendous! I see even Arthur made an appearance.
I capture every detail in the frame, madame. Exactly as I see it.
Well, I do wish you'd take some creative liberties, dear. We don't want anyone thinking I've got this many wrinkles.
As you wish.
We can attempt another portrait during my speech, if you like. Arthur, I've just signed another amendment to my will. It's by the window.
Of course. I'll keep it safe in the briefcase for now.
You'll have to accept my apologies for all the cloak and dagger theatrics. I must confess, I'm a little nervous about the speech tonight.
Ma'am?
It's going to ruffle some feathers. But do you think any of them are cut out to take over the reins? Bickering sycophants, the lot of them. They're just waiting for me to kick the bucket, you know. Oh, it makes my blood boil just thinking about it. Would you be a dear and open the window? It's getting quite hot in here.
This part gave me anxiety. Before we do that.
It seems to be stuck.
Arthur, please leave that alone.
Whew. Just a glance at that fiery plant is enough to make my eyes water.
Oh, it's getting rather hot in here, Arthur.
Me checking everything
I didn't know
first.
you played an instrument, Lady Unterwald.
Never mind that now, Arthur. I'm overheating. Besides, it's fragile and expensive, so don't you be touching it.
But...
Sorry I ruined the portrait, Lady Unterwald. It all happened so fast.
If only you were as fast at opening windows, dear.
Just gonna keep.
Lady Unterwald's wardrobe seems to consist entirely of feathered hats and thick winter coats.
This isn't the time to be shopping for a new outfit, Arthur. Your suit is more than adequate, I assure you.
It's a genuine Bureau Boy briefcase. Take the office wherever you go. They're mostly business guides and self-help books.
I trust you don't need a guide on opening the window, dear.
So much sass.
It's the Model 3 Whisper Note with patented quiet tap technology.
Worth every penny. I can't stand all that mechanical clacking.
That's a lot of bouquets. A secret admirer, perhaps?
No, just well-wishers. Adoring fans. You know. Suck-ups.
That's a secret.
No, adoring... You know. Suck-up.
Something else? Yeah. What's this?
Petals on the bed, huh? Is there romance on the horizon for you, Lady Unterwald?
Arthur, please! Can't you see I'm red enough already?
Who's Jean?
That's none of your business.
Ooh, I love the balloons!
Really? I've always hated the noise they make.
I do too. Alright. There's no way to close the briefcase.
It's a genuine take the...
I hate this. I remember I was like, I know this is gonna happen when we played the demo, and no! Like, close the window or close the briefcase. And then he doesn't say anything.
That's better.
He should have
myself again.
At least said something.
You might just be the most useful person here, Arthur. It's good to know I can rely on you. Now it's time to gather the family. This old lady's got a speech to make.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
She opened the window just for me to... She waited for me to open the window so then to leave. I'm saying that weird. But you know what I mean.
The will. It's caught on the window. I might still have time to grab it.
Arthur, stop your dilly-dallying.
Coming, Lady Unterwald.
All right, chop chop. Let's begin, shall we?
Meanwhile...
Are you sure you haven't just misplaced your room keys, sir?
Misplaced? Must I remind you of who I am?
'Tis I.
No, sir. You've been very careful.
Tis I, Herman Merman! Surely you've read the stories of my cases. Herman Merman and the Murmuring German. Herman Merman and the Squirmin' Sherman.
Sorry, sir. Not a big reader.
Well, not even Herman Merman and the Sermon of Vermin?
No, sir.
Good heavens! My point being, I don't misplace things. I solve cases.
That's excellent news, sir. I'm sure you'll have no problem with the case of the missing room keys.
Well, yes! You're quite right. I smell a rat, and I'm going to sniff them out if my name isn't Herman Merman! Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for gathering here. There is a killer among us, but I assure you they've made a grave mistake.
They couldn't have accounted for the presence of a world-renowned detective. There's a detective aboard this train? Oh, indeed there is. Well, where are they?
'Tis I, Herman Merman, detective extraordinary.
The shouting every time.
And you have experience in solving murder cases, Mr. Merman?
I need not bore you with the details. Let's get straight down to business, shall we? Behold!
Good heavens!
Lady Unterwald's final moments were captured by the renowned speed painter, Pierre Brosse. It's clear that nobody approached Lady Unterwald directly.
That means the attack must have been made from a distance.
Mr. Ackerman, you were safekeeping Lady Unterwald's last will and testament.
That's right. I had to oversee some last-minute amendments to the will.
Are you suggesting this amended will could reveal a motive, Mr. Merman?
Indeed. I believe it to be the smoking gun that will unravel this entire mystery.
Bravo, Herman Merman! Bravo!
Hand me the will, Arthur. We should be able to wrap this up in no time at all.
Let's see. Gulp. You're not gonna believe this, but
You're not going to believe this, but,
Wait! You don't have the will? That was your only job!
I hope you weren't counting on it for your big reveal.
Well, I...
Herman Merman, are you all right? He's gone quite pale.
I may be hard of hearing, but it sounds like our detective is out of ideas.
Uh-oh.
Is that the sound of another tunnel?
No! That's when the killer strikes! Help! Somebody get me out of here!
Herman?
Herman?
Well then. What do we do now?
Is this where the demo ended, or where we ended, or something? Yeah, oh, it must have been. Yeah, that was probably it. The late Lady Unterwald.
I need to find out who killed Lady Unterwald, or I could be the next one to vanish. I'll need to talk to the other passengers. Maybe they saw something. Lady Unterwald's quarters could hold some clues.
Okay, well, we're going to run ads. This is like the perfect time to do that. So we'll run ads, so stand up, stretch, etc. And then we will be right back, my friends. BRB.
This is your time, Jetpack Gang. Stand up, move around, grab a snack, hydrate. The stream will resume in just a few minutes.
And welcome back, everybody. I wasn't sure what was going on. I ran ads, and then when I got back, I saw that it ended, and then in my dashboard it said, your ad is about to start. I was like, that doesn't make any sense, but it didn't play any. I think it was just behind for whatever reason. All right, let us continue.
No, I can't lose it again. It's moved towards the sleeper carriages. If I can get that will back, it might hold some answers.
Let's go this way.
This way for dining carriage, sleeper carriage, kitchen carriage, kitchen pantry, service carriages. I imagine it's a fun way to lose all your savings.
Also, Runner, welcome in. How are you?
I'm not having much fun.
Let's see.
Who's the suit?
You better not be bad luck, mister.
Trust me, I've got a system.
That's what they all say.
Hello. Do you not want to talk to me?
Don't push your luck, pal. I'm afraid the Royce Express has been slipping in standards for some time now.
But to have vermin aboard the train, have things really got so bad?
I'm telling you, it was as big as a house cat.
Oh, how revolting.
Still something to do with that
Cheating
rat.
strictly prohibited. There is to be no card counting, money laundering, cheating the system, winning too frequently, exploitation of everyday items, and or natural phenomena. Rule breakers will find themselves immediately ejected from the premises.
Shoe shine.
Everything has been packed away. I must have missed their opening hours. It's nothing interesting. When this is all over, I'd like to curl up in this reading nook. How are you holding up, Doc? Doctor?
I really thought Herman would be able to help us.
I think he's too distraught to talk right now. Nah, I think enough people have died on stage tonight. It's a harsh reminder of where Lady Unterwald fell. It looks expensive, and it smells like mahogany. This led to the backstage area before they locked it up. I suppose it's a potential crime scene now. It's the guest list for the green room. VIPs only. I don't recognize most of these names, but I see Herman made the cut. That's a hefty-looking ear trumpet. Any chance I can borrow it?
What could you possibly need it for?
I'm not sure just yet, but it calls to me.
You keep those hands off if you want to keep them.
Hello, I'm Arthur Ackerman.
You'll have to speak up, dear. I'm a little hard of hearing, you see.
Sorry, I'm Arthur Ackerman.
Who's that?
It's me! I'm an attorney at law!
You're a terrible bore.
Are you doing this on purpose?
Who's to say? Now, what is it you want?
You're Arista Goodrun, aren't you?
Yes. Now, what of it? Do you make a habit of bothering people and asking them stupid questions?
Were you at all close to Lady Unterwald?
Of course. She even gave my boys cushy jobs in the family business. Have you met them? They're imbeciles.
Did you also have a job in the family business?
I did. I never shied away from getting my hands dirty, you see. I'm an engineer at heart, always been fascinated by mechanisms. You know, I even helped design the Royce Express.
You said you worked on the Royce Express?
Oh yes, I know all her little quirks. She's not your standard steam engine, you know.
She isn't?
You're traveling aboard one of the first steam turbine locomotives.
What's a steam turbine locomotive?
I'm talking about steam power, boy! She may be experimental, but you're riding on the future of transportation.
Whoa!
If you ask me, too many naysayers are betting on diesel.
They are?
The Royce Express is a real challenge to that notion.
About your hearing device. Does it actually improve your hearing?
Oh, I can hear you just fine, despite my best efforts.
You know, it'd make an incredible drinking horn.
Do you fancy yourself as some sort of Viking warrior? It's a hearing aid. It's not built for chugging mead.
Any chance I can borrow it?
What could you possibly need it for?
I'm not sure, just...
You keep those hands off!
Okay.
Actually...
Very well.
Do those twins always argue with each other?
Their constant one-upmanship is incredibly tiresome. Only last week they tried to lay claim to a designer sports bag.
It, didn't go well?
Oh, they argued back and forth for hours, tugging at it viciously. You should have seen their faces when I told them it was a cheap fake. Of course, by then, the bag was in tatters.
Tatters.
I should get going.
Farewell.
Maybe she designed the train to kill her or something. I don't know.
Sorry, sir. The lounge and beyond are strictly off limits for now.
But there's a killer on the loose. I'm the only one who had access to Lady Unterwald's will. I could be next.
No exceptions.
Pretty please, could you check Lady Unterwald's quarters on my behalf?
Could you check Lady Unterwald's quarters on my behalf?
No. I can't step foot in there on account of my allergies.
Allergies?
Fragrance sensitivity, they call it. A room like that, filled with pungent perfume and all those fresh flowers, I'm not taking my chances.
I'm still Lady Unterwald's attorney. Let me through.
Sorry, sir. As I said, no exceptions.
Pretty please let me in?
Sorry, sir. No can do.
I'm leaving now, but I'll be back. I need to find a way to convince that guard to leave his post. Looks like you have a secret admirer.
A secret admirer?
Oh?
Let me take a look.
This is
at
kind of a
that.
guess.
This is...
Explicit. I know.
And the scent. It's so awful. Wait, this note is perfumed?
I believe so. Are you all right?
I'm terribly allergic to fragrance.
Oh
You've
no.
Gone all red.
I have? I need to find a doctor right away. Don't go in there while I'm gone, Mr. Ackerman.
I wouldn't dream of it. This note is a potential biohazard. I wouldn't want it to fall into the wrong hands.
Let's go. That was okay. Such a guess.
Who'd want to kill Lady Unterwald? The drawer is stuck. If I wedge something in the gap, I might be able to pry it open.
Maybe this?
That doesn't need... I need to slide something... Whew. Just a glance at that fiery plant is enough to make my eye...
You said that.
I never took Lady Unterwald to be particularly musical. I don't think it was a secret that she disdained most noises. You can only hope these coats were made from faux fur. I knew I should have upgraded to the anti-gust model. I'll need to figure out how to get that will back. There's a lot of guides and self-help books here. It's the Model 3 Whisper Note. Lady Unterwald hate. Lady Unterwald was clearly respected and admired. So who'd want to take her out of the picture? So who'd want... The card was signed from a Mr. Jean Liu. These petals smell quite fragrant. Lady Unterwald hated balloons.
Okay. Wax seal.
And this is the last wax seal I'll receive from Lady Unterwald.
So we're gonna need something to pry it open.
Ooh. Is someone there?
Good evening, sir.
Elusive hand.
How low will you go? How high will you jump?
Are we shaking hands now?
Are we shaking hands now?
Don't waste my time, kid.
Secret code that we need. Oh.
Evening, barkeep.
Ah, what'll it be?
Can I order?
Sure.
Let's
Just give me something brimming with alcohol.
Have you got any identification?
No, but my mustache is coming through any day now. I may look young, but I'm a full-grown attorney. Must look at my other jacket.
All right. Come.
Okay.
One non-alcoholic cocktail, please.
Sure. One mocktail coming right up.
Thanks.
Okay. Fruity mocktail. Take a lemon.
Well, I'll just take one.
Wouldn't they have halted the train if someone died?
They don't want to cause panic or suspicion amongst the throng.
My money's on that wealthy tycoon. He seems like trouble to me.
Who do you think it was?
Somebody stood to gain from her death, believe me. If they comb over her will, they'll find their culprit.
Hello there.
Hello.
Sorry about Lady Unterwald.
What do you want, Arthur?
Did you spend much time with Lady Unterwald?
Oh, yes, we had all kinds of meetings with her. She used to have so many fun sayings.
Gunther, we need to discuss this bloated budget.
Hagen, we've experienced yet another cave-in.
Do we really need another tunnel here?
Ha ha! Classic, Auntie.
Did Lady Unterwald have any enemies?
Yuck! Enemies are for poor people, Arthur. The wealthy have adversaries.
Ridiculous.
They're a much higher class of opponent.
My mistake.
Did she have any adversaries?
Did Lady Unterwald have any adversaries?
That's more like it, Arthur. I assume a lot of people were jealous of her wealth and power and world-class railway empire.
Interesting. I noticed the empty plates. Lost your appetite?
Don't even get me started.
We waited all this time for a table, only for the kitchen to close.
Hopefully it opens soon. I'm getting hungry.
Hunger is one thing, but I'm absolutely starving.
Is that right? Well, I'm positively famished.
They really are one-up
Famished?
twins.
If this wasn't a restaurant, I'd smack you across the mouth.
Not if I smacked you first.
What was that?
Nothing.
I hate one-up people.
I should probably go.
Bye.
It's one of the most annoying traits.
Psst, you delivered my proposal yet, kid?
Well,
Atta boy.
Oh no.
You just watch and learn now. So, Dollface, how about it? I don't write love letters for every broad I see, you know. You should be grateful.
Oh, in that case, allow me to show you my gratitude.
You see, kid? It's that easy.
Oh goodness.
See you around, Arthur.
He's not doing good. Oh.
Unrequited love.
I've been popping in and out, and I'm glad I came in for one of my favorite parts of the game. That is, yeah, that was hilarious.
Ooh. Don dropped his keys in the commotion.
Also, I still don't know who you are.
I really should return them to him.
Does it
Looks
say
like Don booked the honeymoon
303?
suite. Room 303.
Okay. I haven't been able to
I
figure
love
it
a good
out.
brochure, but I have other pressing matters to attend to.
Okay. I've been, every time a new character speaks, I'm like trying to listen in to see if I hear it, but let's see. What room number is this? But it's good to know. Can I go inside?
Hello? I guess nobody's there.
I guess that's fair. But I kind of want to see if I like hear it, you
It's
know?
room 302. It's room 303.
Because I want to be like, it's him.
Don, are you in there? I could let myself in and leave the keys inside. Oh, I guess he's not in here.
We can take so many items in this game. It's actually kind of impressive. Are these wooden casino
There are
chips?
piles of wooden casino chips in these boxes.
Oh. The light is already on.
A tiny entrance for an unwanted guest. There's nothing in there I need.
Acknowledge the unmentionables. Premise of the Book of Poetry.
Looks like Don's been practicing poetry. A bit garish for my taste. But this is the honeymoon suite. I guess Don's been winning big at the casino. Probably shouldn't steal this unless I really need it. That's a seriously powerful magnet. They've settled into quite a hypnotic pattern.
Ball bearings and a magnet. I wonder if this is for the roulette table. Roulette?
I'll bet these look convincing with a lick of paint. Everything's just been thrown in here.
Yeah, I wonder if that's for the roulette table. Maybe he's like trying to, because if he has fake chips.
It's coming. I better find somewhere to hide, and fast.
Hide under the sink? Impressive.
That's enough, Tony. Not only are you drawing attention to yourself, you're about to bankrupt the damn company.
I didn't tell you to fritter away her fortune bet by bet. Between the two of us, I'm not the bad guy, you hear?
Lady Unterwald is dead. Don't you think they're going to start digging for a motive? I've hidden the accounts in her quarters for now, but it's only a matter of time before someone starts snooping.
I'll bet the old bat took one look at the numbers in that ledger of yours and the shock killed her.
Ah, so it's all my fault. I suppose in your mind, I bankrupted the company. I killed Lady Unterwald.
Uh-oh.
Don't be so absurd. We're done here.
Oh, you're not done until I say so. I have a feeling the authorities would find this very compelling.
It's all my fault. I bankrupted the company. I killed Lady Unterwald. You've been recording?
When you're in my line of work, you need a little insurance, you know? Consider it an incentive to stay in line. Besides, I've got a new scheme in play. I'm telling you, Bergman, I won't lose this time.
You better be right.
So likely neither of them.
It sounds like Bergman has fallen in with the wrong crowd. I should get my hands on that ledger in Lady Unterwald's quarters.
Okay.
It's room 304. Hello?
Hello?
Looks like nobody's home. Ah, all rely. It's got...
Thing. Oh, so we have a hanger now. Oh, maybe I can use the hanger to pry open the drawer?
It's a stack of files. Each one needs checking over before receiving that sweet stamp.
Let's go see. Run! Run! I assume there's not a fast travel.
Bergman said that he'd hidden the company accounts ledger somewhere in here. I should look around for clues.
I love that they have like animations for using the different items. I think that's so fun. Oh wow. I thought it was just gonna be one and done, but we put it back. Take the accounting ledger.
This is the ledger that Bergman mentioned. I should ask him about those discrepancies.
Herman.
Who's there?
Nobody.
Coerce Herman out of the wardrobe.
Herman?
Go away.
What are you doing in there?
What are you doing in there?
There's a killer on the loose, Mr. Ackerman.
So, you're hiding?
Merely a tactical retreat. It's all part of the strategy. Lower their guard, wait for things to blow over, then I can strike when they least suspect it.
You're supposed to be helping solve the case.
You're supposed to be helping to solve the
I don't
case.
know I'm reading it.
I assure you I'm working diligently to solve the case, but I can't become a part of the story. Not when everything points to me being another potential victim.
You?
You clearly know something, Herman.
All I know for sure is we're both knee-deep in Lady Unterwald's affairs. We may never know what she was ultimately up to, but it got her killed. I have a strong desire to avoid the same fate, Mr. Ackerman.
Suit yourself. I'll leave you to it.
Don't tell anyone you saw me.
Oh boy.
I should confront Bergman about this ledger.
Let's see. None of those. Oh wait. Oh.
All right, let's put everything on.
He seems to be doing well. Too well.
Red.
It looks like he's manipulating the outcome somehow.
Woo! Money in the bag, baby.
I knew it.
I'm not sure I know the rules.
How about we put it all on?
Besides, it makes me dizzy.
Keep meaning to share that on the Terraria game Mr. Payne and I are playing. I found a jetpack! Oh, that's so fun. We love that. That's not Mr. Were you?
Hello again.
Can I help you, Arthur?
I found a hidden ledger in Lady Unterwald's quarters!
A hidden ledger?
I suspect Bergman's been cooking the books. Want to have a look? I'll bet you could pour over all sorts of inconsistencies.
Well, have you confronted Bergman over this?
Oh, right. I should probably do that. Are you just gonna sit at the bar all evening drinking mimosas?
Yep.
Drat. That actually sounds great. Hello?
Ah, Ackerman, isn't it?
Arthur A. Ackerman, at your service.
I'm Caspar Bergman, the treasurer of the Lady Unterwald estate. Can you believe it, Arthur? What a messy state of affairs we've found ourselves in.
My feelings exactly.
Is there something I can help you with?
What do you think happened?
What do you think happened to Herman Merman?
I'm not sure. Perhaps he fled once he realized he'd painted a target on his back. Surely the killer would be working to address any threats, tie up any loose ends. You're looking like a particularly loose end, if you don't mind me saying.
Because I was handling Lady Unterwald's will and testament?
Precisely.
Who'd want to bring harm to Lady Unterwald?
Well, when you generate as much wealth, power, and influence as she did, you naturally create a few adversaries along the way, no?
Any guesses as to who the killer could be?
I'm sure there are many on board this train who felt spurned by Lady Unterwald. But I'm hoping to stay out of these proceedings where possible. I wouldn't want to make a target of myself with a killer on the loose.
What do you make of this ledger, Bergman?
Where did you get that?
I found it, sealed away in the bottom of a locked drawer.
How peculiar. I've never seen that before in my life.
Oh, really? Then we should pass this to the authorities when they arrive.
No!
I'd bet if they were to audit this ledger, the numbers wouldn't add up.
Listen, Arthur. I'm in a bit of a bind here. Ashamed to say I've fallen in with a rather unscrupulous individual.
Are you talking about Donnie Donato?
I'm afraid so. They managed to exploit my weakness, don't you see? I'm a victim in all this, Arthur.
It's time to come clean. What's going on?
It's Donnie. He's concocted a scheme to cheat at the casino tables. We need to stop him, Arthur. I can't afford to lose more of the estate's money. I'll make this right as soon as he's no longer a threat, I assure you.
Tell me about the scheme.
Tell me about Donnie's gambling scheme.
I believe he's using magnetism to alter the outcome of the roulette table.
I'm smart.
You have to stop him, Arthur.
Was Donnie trying to blackmail you?
He recorded the whole thing, Arthur. If I walk away from Donnie, he'll use those recordings against me.
Doesn't this give you a clear motive for killing Lady Unterwald?
No, I would never do such a thing. Donnie may be a bully, a swindler, and a cheat, but he's no killer.
Is the Unterwald estate in financial trouble?
The truth is, the coffers are almost empty, Arthur. I thought I could use Donnie's connections to replenish the funds. Rather foolish of me in retrospect.
I need to go now.
All right, Arthur.
Okay. Maybe we'll see if there's a way.
I'm not sure I know the. Besides,
Put it all on, red.
it looks like he's. Hey,
I won't ask.
I'm feeling lucky.
I won!
You said that last time.
Is there?
All right, I won everything on black.
They wouldn't appreciate that. They
I was
wouldn't
thinking,
appreciate
like,
that.
I was thinking maybe there's something I could do that would like something metal that could interact.
won.
That could interact with the magnet, but let's go. Ooh.
What happened here?
Qua! What are you doing in here?
Not another health inspector, we hope.
I'm not sure I can handle another inspection.
No, I'm an attorney.
Oh, zut. That's even worse.
So much worse. Can't you see the kitchen is off limits right now?
Come back when we've cleaned up.
Okay, I'm going.
What happened here? Okay.
They seemed pretty annoyed. I'll come back later. Anyone in? They must have left. It's room 306.
My quarters. Okay. They did.
Thank you for calling the Royce Express onboard service.
Lady Unterwald, you're alive?
This call may be recorded for training purposes.
Oh, it's just a recording.
Welcome to the Dirk Chiselton hotline. Stuck on a puzzle or don't know what to do? Consult with the best detective in town, Dirk Chiselton. I can provide you with hints and clues, depending on how far along in the case you are. If you can't find the hint you're looking for, you probably don't need to solve that puzzle right now. Just hang up when you're done. All right. What do you need?
How does this work in? Is this the real Dirk Chiselton?
Is this the real Dirk Chiselton?
Ah, you're wondering why a world-famous detective would be answering the phones instead of solving crimes.
I was wondering that.
Well, it's because I'm a professional, and I'm an excellent multitasker.
Wow.
That's right. I'm the real deal, kid.
Oops. I don't need a hint right now.
Okay, I think what we'll do is we'll stop here and we'll save and continue this tomorrow. So I was wondering that. Yeah, I love the voice acting in this game. It's so good. I feel like since we've gotten past sort of like we've gotten past where we were at the demo by quite a bit. We'll stop here and pick it up tomorrow. So friends, thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging with me. Let me fix this. Big appreciate. Yeah. Tomorrow we'll be back with more Loco Motive. We're going to be playing through the full thing. So I hope you'll enjoy it because it's very fun. I feel like you haven't done this many late streams since the Animal Crossing everyday streams. At this hour, I don't know. I feel like I have been. I'm pretty sure. I think my streams have gotten later and later, especially as more, as we've met more Aussies. But I don't know. It kind of depends. Kind of depends. I feel like for the past few weeks, I've been starting at like 2 or 3 my time, which is very late for you guys. So I try to start earlier so you guys get at least a little bit of the stream for people who need to, you know, go to sleep early. But friends, thank you so much for being here and hanging out with me. I very much appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow. Yeah, we'll pretty much be doing Loco Motive non-stop. I don't think we'll switch it up at all because it's not a particularly long game. Did we say like 11 hours? Loco Motive is 8.5 to 9 hours. So yeah, probably by the start of next week, I guess we'll finish, and then we will finally move into Tears of the Kingdom, and then we'll be doing Tears of the Kingdom and Balatro. We'll give a couple of Balatro streams in there as well. We'll see if I get addicted or not. I'm kind of curious if I will. I've heard that game is very addicting, but part of me is like, will I like it? Well, I've not seen like any gameplay of it, so I'm very curious to see what it's like. But yeah, we'll be getting into Tears of the Kingdom after this. So for people who've been waiting for that, I hope that's something you're looking forward to. But all right, friends, that's it for us today. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.